Number of players going in pretty willing there as a high, but the umpire, what's he called? No, he's let it go. I thought I was watching him and not the play. So back in the middle, we got another ball up. Take two. A couple went in pretty heavy there, so.
And why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Pedley's manhandled, has he? Manhandled. The umpire's one way. No, it's called a throw. So Durham, no.
I think there was a hold on Creasy.
Was it? Yeah, the ball was getting flicked around.
Yeah, it was going to everybody.
So Creasy in the middle of the ground, that left foot drives forward. Oh, good intercept there from South Bunbury player in right, was it? Oh, one way or the other, bumped off the footy there. Low is McKenna Taylor. He's taken high, just on top of the 50-metre arc.
He was good last week too,
very
McKenna
good.
Taylor.
He's a very, very crafty player, Crane. I like the way I've seen a bit of him play in the early days, and he went away for a few years and he's come back to the Bunbury Footy Club. But he is a good footballer. So he's going to go back from the man on the marks right on the paint at 50. A slight angle, bit of breeze across his shoulder, so he'll get all the help that's out there. In he comes. Not a bad looking kick.
I'll
tell you what, that is
kick.
exactly what they needed. That's carried the goal line. The Bulldogs strike first. 1 goal straight, 6 Bunbury. They lead South Bunbury yet to trouble the scorer, and we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter.
They'll enjoy that because they got blown away in the first quarter last time they played, these two sides played. So to get a score on the board also settles the nerves a little bit. We spoke about McKenna Taylor last week, about the class of him. Of course, Bunbury are kicking to the city end here at Hands Oval, and he, with the aid of a little bit of breeze, but he made no mistake about it and got the distance quite easy, Johnny.
Yeah, as I said, he had whatever breeze there was. That's he was sheltered by the new stand, but there was enough there to carry that. It only went over, but only just has to go over. So it was pretty willing that first bounce. I was watching guys come sort of off the contest and throw their body in. So here we go again. Durham and Pedley. Who's going to get it? Pedley this time. No one can win the footy. Connor Walker goes head, burrows in low. No one can take the ball all over the top, and we'll do it again. So she hasn't moved. She's still in the middle.
At least they're getting hands on the footy early, the Bunbury midfield.
Well, they have to, pretty much. So up they go again. Stalemate in the ruck. No one can take the footy. Hall's over it, is he? Field, he's taken without it, and the umpire said, yep. So Trey Field, he'll take the kick again to the Bulldogs. So there's 2 clearances in a row. This is what they need to do. He ignores the short. He goes straight down the middle of the ground, out the back there, up and over the top was Parsons. He can't take it. Ball comes to the ground. A number of Bunbury players there. No one can take it cleanly. Now South through, is it Gallagher? No, it's not. It was,
there's a kick to South Bunbury.
Just trying to pick up who it is. Cormac it is. Yep. So he's just going to chip straight down the middle of the ground to his teammate there in Galloway. He's forced to stop. He gives a handball back. So good run from behind there. The left foot kick goes down that far wing. There's no one out there. Foot races on. Lane is it. He leads all comers to the footy. Oh, good shepherd behind the play. Play on's the call. Lane has one
he's
bounce.
Off to the races,
he's off. He
John.
has a second bounce. He can go again if he wants. He's run too far this time. No, he hasn't. But Blaine Johnson's got space. The kick's a ripper. Johnson drops what he should have taken. Ball comes to the ground. Bilchich comes through, picks up the loose ball. He goes back towards Oliver. No one wants to take it. Bilchich goes back. He's tripped in the goal square. And guess who? Bourne one way or the other. Oh, he's dropped what he should have kicked. There's a comedy of errors right on the goal line.
That was a bit of
Richie
panicking.
Bourne couldn't believe his luck when he had it, but he spent it before he knew what to do with it, and she's gone through. Was it? It was dropping the ball, was it?
A little bit of nerves went there.
And now there's a 50. Well, that's a bit harsh. Everyone thought it was a point. There's a 50-metre penalty paid. Well, anyway.
A couple of mistakes there by the Tigers.
So Oliver, he just chips. That was a terrible kick in towards Woods. He can't take the half volley. He's held. Play on's a call. Crane gets a handballs inside to Bain. He chips out to Pedley on his own. Short little kick. He's got a runner inside. It's right, is it? He goes to the 50-metre. Horrible looking kick inside. No one can take it. Nodell, he just snaps over the shoulder. In the best position out there is Blaine Johnson. He drops what he should have taken. He wheels one way. He goes the other. Snaps over the shoulder, and she goes to the right of the post.
Oh, he had men on in the middle there too.
He did.
And that's something the Tigers have been very good at all year. They've been dishing the ball off when they needed to be.
Well, Renton he done well then. He didn't overcommit, and Johnson had to, well, he said he had a loose inside, but he elected to take the shot, and they go to one behind. They trail Bunbury 1 straight 6. Kerwin straight down the middle of the ground. Horrible looking kick, but Durnan's going to mark that on his chest. So he wheels and goes. Good play. He's got a loose out there. And young Parsons, again, he's dropped what he should have taken. He's got a runner in Woods. Parsons picks up. He elects to, lucky there. He's got the handball out to Woods. He goes long in front of the scoreboard. Drives to the top of the square. South have the numbers. Versace puts the fist into it. Good roving there from the Bunbury player, but that's gone over the point.
It's a point, I think.
Over the goal line for a behind. Just trying to pick up who that was in the blue.
The beauty for the Bulldogs there, their good players are up and about, got hands on the ball early.
Yep, certainly have. So 1-1-7 plays one behind. That was young Taylor. He's hit the scoreboard twice. So Goiter, he goes out that far side. players all around it. Good bar, or drop what he should have taken there. Cormac picks up a loose ball. He's well wrapped up by Bilsich. In there goes Field. It was a throw. It was a good tackle by young Bilsich. So he was in good form last week and he started well again today.
Put him down for the Bunbury Mower Service nomination. Tackle of the day already, Johnny.
He goes wide to Horton in front of the scoreboard. Picked up loose ball, picked up there by Niski. He snaps truly. That was a great goal from Niski. He's a known goal kicker, Craney. That was an exceptional effort. And he split the middle from tight against the boundary in front of the scoreboard, which now reads Bunbury 2-1-13. They trail South Bunbury 1 behind 1, and we've been playing 5.5 minutes in the first quarter.
That is on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. That was a nomination for goal of the day already for Western All-Pest Services. I'll tell you what, they won't get much better than that from Cooper Niski. He was outstanding, locked away in that pocket. And a bit of a boo-na-na, if you don't mind there, Johnny.
He was. Well, he's a renowned goal kicker. He used to kick his 1 or 2 every now and again, a 3 at waffle level when he was playing for the Eagles. Not that they got it down there very often, but he's bobbed up nearly every week.
He's playing on half-back and just running.
But he's bobbed up nearly every week down here and kicked a goal or 2. So that was a great kick. So
off to a flyer are the Bulldogs.
Certainly are. In the middle of the ground, Dernan Heath and Walker, well done on the fly. He goes long, high into the forward line. Horton comes out. He's got numbers all around him. Couldn't take it. But a loose ball's picked up there by Heisman, is it? It goes straight over the goal umpire's head. No, it doesn't. It fades to the left. He thought it was through. I was watching him, not the ball.
So did
he had
the
hands
crowd.
in the air, and yes, everyone behind us, the roar went up. So they're peppering. They've had
bit of a let-off for the Tigers there. They were getting smashed out of those centre breaks.
They certainly are. It's 4-zip in clearances, and they've been easy clearances.
That's thanks to the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill.
So he goes wide out there to Riley. That's his first touch for the afternoon.
We actually got a stats man today, so we're doing all right.
So Riley, he holds the ball up at halfback. He just chips inside to Crane. Oh, he's cooked. Luckily, he's able to pull that down in front. Now the handball goes to Bain. He comes to true centre forward. Kicks offline, and Oliver takes an uncontested mark. Quickly gets it to Creasy. He runs through the middle of the ground. He went too far. He didn't see the Denham King can't take what he should have taken. He's gone to ground. He's wrapped up in a good tackle there from Galloway. Lucks a fortune there for South.
They closed Creasy up very quickly.
They certainly did. They were lucky
under the pump.
He should have kicked. He went for the handball. Didn't realise his mate was hot, and South got away with it. So Crane gets the loose ball from the ruck knock. He's taken the ground. The umpire said give it back here, and we'll have a ball up in the centre square. So right in the wing in front of us. Bunbury could have really made him pay there. That kick should have, Creasy just sort of banged down the line and would have got it into an open forward line, and who knows what could have happened. So 2-2-14 plays 1 behind, Bunbury in front. Dernan over the top, picked up there by the player in Galloway. He slaps it onto the boot. Lane's held from behind, and he's the recipient of the free kick.
He's a player that was outstanding in the first half. He's had a bit of a quiet couple of weeks as a young Lane, but if he fires up, there's 50 there.
That is 50. It's there.
We talk about discipline, don't we, in finals, and there wasn't much in it, but it was definitely there. That's a pretty short 50.
If you're going to make an effort to pretend you're chasing a player, at least put your hand out and point to him so the umpire doesn't says, okay, you're making a legit. He just run around the back of him. He was chasing a player, but there's too much separation to say, yep.
Nordell comes on off the Harvey Norman interchange bench for the Tigers.
So we've got Tyson Lane 35 metres out directly in front. And he kicks straight over the goal umpire's head. They're 1-1-7. They trail Bunbury 2-2-14, and we've been playing about 8.5 minutes in the first quarter. So just looking at a couple of stats, Craney, Bunbury have free kicks 5-2, tackles 6 all, but it's the inside 50s. South is 3, Bunbury is 7. So you can see they're putting the pressure on the South Bunbury defence, and that's
that's for the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill. The stats this afternoon, John.
Plenty happens down at the bar and grill. We've got good screens down there. There's always action happening, apparently.
Sitting there watching the big screen, watching the ocean. But I tell you what, here's the place to be this afternoon. Hands over for the second semi-final. That might just settle the Tigers a little bit. Tyson Lane, as we said, he's had a magnificent season, a little bit quieter in the last couple of weeks, but bounced up and got a couple of early touches, which will be good for him.
Yeah, get in the game early, settle the nerves. So Dernan and Pedley, up they go. Stalemate there, Pedley over the top, picked up by Bain. He's just over the right shoulder. He hacks that down towards Riley. He's pushed off the ball by Bilsich. Riley wins a race back to the footy. Bilsich rats him up. Now he slips a tackle. He's inside. Handball inside to Crane. He's got a runner out there. Riley kept running. Back handball over to Crane again. He just chips into the hole. South have the numbers, but Dernan, what a good big man should do, takes an intercept mark. Now he's got a loose out there in Walker on that far wing. He finds him. Walker plays on quickly. He draws a long handball over top to Woods. He gets around his man in right, drives out towards the scoreboard pocket. In the best positions, Horsman. No, he can't take the mark. Well done there by Taylor. He's one way or the other. Now he comes back inside, has a bounce on the top of the 50, runs the 45, checks inside out. I tell you what, Creasy leads the race to the ball, and he's taking a fingertip mark about 15 metres out on a very tight angle, very tight for a left footer. But
don't you love to see? We talked about Travis Dern, an outstanding basketballer, pushed right back into the fence, took that mark, and he instigated that attack for the Bunbury Bulldogs, and Creasy will go in for the third for Bunbury.
And the smart thing was he played on quickly. They had a loose. He didn't go back. He played on quickly. They got the overlap, and now Creasy's going to have a shot from 15 metres out. Deliberate approach. I tell you what, Craney, that is straight over the goal umpire's head.
They don't come much straighter than that,
No,
Johnny.
they don't. 3-2-20, plays 1-1-7, and to be fair, it's pretty much all Bulldogs' way.
That's on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, and as you said, with those stats, it's very much in the Bulldogs' game. But South have been lucky a couple of times, although they make uncharacteristic mistakes for them. Thanks to MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB, for your support this afternoon. Don't forget, we're looking for a mark of the day too from CPR Outdoor Centre. I reckon the goal of the day for Western All-Pair Services is going to be hard to beat. That one from Cooper Nitchie was a beauty.
That was marked up early, as we said on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. 3-2 Bulldogs lead South Bunbury 1-1-7 and just over 11 minutes played in the first quarter.
On the magnificent new scoreboard at Hands Oval.
So Parsons gone into the ruck now. Bunbury have a couple of tools there so they can work Pedley over, as we said pre-game. They really need to...
well, with Crosman out, leaves Horsman back onto Horton.
As I said, if they can drag Horsman into the ruck, if Bunbury can force South to do that, and it's going to really open up that forward line. Woods was pretty quiet last week. He's another one. He's already got some good hand on ball. So, Bulldogs have just got, as we said...
Well, the beauty of that, the Bulldogs, good players, where they didn't touch it last time these two sides met, they've all got early touches. Creasy well and truly in the mix. He hardly got a kick last time these two played. Heisman's already had a bit of the footy.
Yep, dead right. As I said, they just got to get entries quick and put South defence under pressure, because they haven't been under pressure pretty much all year. So Ruckman at it, Pedley this time, it drops short. Who wins the race of the footy? King, he's taken high. Play on's a call. The loose ball comes out. Cormac, he tries to squeeze a handball to play there in... now Richie Bourne's on the end of it. He goes one way or the other. He just squeezed that ball towards right. Bain is it. He can't take it. Now Perks, he's missed it. Chitty picks up a ball. He just drops that. Play on's a call. Well done there by the Bulldogs to hit it forward. Bourne comes in with pace. He's taken without the footy. Play on's a call. Denham King picks up a ball. He handballs to Woods. He just dribbles that down the line. Walker can't take a ball. Wright leads all comers. He now handballs to Pickett. He misses what he normally takes. Galloway sweeps out towards Goyder. On the left foot he goes out wide there to Bodie Nordell, is it? He goes down the line in front of Riley. He can't take it on the full. Bounces. Now he picks up. He stops. He props. He's got nothing down the line. He's got to go over the top towards Ethan Nordell. What good spoil from behind. Play on now. South have the numbers. Well done. Picked up there by Riley. He had one bounce. He runs to 50. Chips inside to Johnson. Good defensive work from the Bulldogs in Renton, but he's slipped over. Who leads the race to the ball? Niski. Good hands through, but Perks can't take it. The South Bunbury player slid in. Now we've got Stacks on and Bourne's at the bottom of it. The umpire said give it here. Probably lucky there. You can't.
The Tigers just need to settle, don't they? They look a little bit flustered. They're normal. Their skill level is that high that they're just missing those targets. Even the one that went out to Riley, he was good enough to get it, but it didn't hit.
So Pedley over the top. Now no one can take the booty. He goes to the ground. Squeeze that out. South player there in Waldrod is taken without the footy, but the umpire said give it here. 35 metres out from the South goal, almost directly in front.
There is a slight breeze, I think, heading towards the city end.
Yeah, there is. There's a goal and a half, 2 goals when we were standing out there earlier, Croney. So Bunbury through the goal kicker there in McKenna Taylor. He hacks out to that far wing. Well done there by Horton. He gives it to player in Heisman. He comes inside to Hall. He can't take it. Well done by Creasy. Oh, he's handball one way or the other. They got the run on here. Hamish Hall slip forward. He can go to an empty goal scoop, which he should have done. Now the Horton, he takes on board. Now you're gone, son. You're taking on 1. You're taking on 2. The umpire, what's he paid? What has he paid?
He paid the high tackle, I think.
Bunbury should buy a lotto ticket. So Horton plays on now, inside the centre square. He goes long, he goes high. She's a 1 out in the goal square. Woods can't take it. She rolls over the line for a behind.
Gee, I looked at that. I thought the umpires were going to play that down the ground, actually. Yeah. Because there was a little bit of contact with Horton.
He was lucky to get it to start. That was dropping the ball every day of the week. But anyway, play on's a call.
Tell you what, that was a fair roost.
It certainly was. Waldrop can't take the mark in front of Horton. King goes onto it. Denham King, he's now one way or the other. Oh, Lux of Fortune, he just gets it onto the boot. Horsman's taken high. Slaps drops it forward. No whistle. Horton picks it up, just chips to the top of the goal square. Is it going to carry? Is it going to carry? To right she is. Joel Horton sits the scoreboard. Bunbury moved to 4-3-27. They lead South Bunbury 1-1-7 on the southwest side Suzu scoreboard. Luck's a fortune, as they say. The Brave take on anything and can do anything, and he is just mongrelled that through from 35 metres out. She actually floated against that cross breeze cranny, but it got over the line.
I tell you what, they're up and about, the Bulldogs, though. They've come to play this afternoon, and why wouldn't you? Thanks to City and Regional Fuels, that was a bit of a peak performance by big Joel Horton. He's been playing as good as I've seen for a while because his work rate is good.
I'm still laughing because that was the worst decision I've seen in my life, but he made it. He went and the handball sold him into all sorts. He took the tackler on. He couldn't break through what he normally does, but he kept going and he ended up with a goal. So back in the middle,
it's
pedaling
just
over
pure
the top.
Perseverance.
It certainly is. Bourne takes the ball. He squeezes through. He comes out this half forward. Crane. Bilsich does well to work him off the ball, but he goes to ground. Now Crane's got a yard. What's he going to do? He chips down the line. Good kick. Bain can't take it. He's taken high. The umpire says play on. He put the whistle to mouth, didn't pay it. Bellini's got him this time. Wraps him up. The ball goes in towards Lane. He slides to ground. Blaine Johnson's there. Perks is there. No one can pick it. Lane picks up. He's going to tell you what. That's a fair effort. Oh, she bounced. She still hasn't gone through. Bunbury have the numbers. Renton over the top. He handballs to Barraclough. He's under pressure from Waldrott, but he's got the number. Waldrott keeps his eye on the footy. Running out the top of the 50. Nordell goes handball to Waldrott. He wheels around on the left boot. Wheels to 48 metres out. Bunbury have the... Oh, she's carried. Has she carried? She certainly has. Bilsich was on the line, but the ball's gone over. The umpire says she's gone through. So South hit back 2-1-13. Charles Bunbury, I think it's 4-2-26 or whatever it is.
You got to laugh. We're right in amongst the members' ground to the commentary box because when that ball from Lane was going, everybody in his box moved to the left trying to get through. But it was a nice finish there by Waldron. He did a lot of hard work
he did.
when it come back out there just to stay strong, and he's got one of the best kicks in the game when it gets a bit going on in the middle. There's a few players having a bit of a chat to each other.
4-3-27 lead 2-1-13 South Bunbury on the southwest side Suzu score. As you said, that ball it just wouldn't bounce through. It was home for all money.
The whole crowd here was up and about. What have we got? Stats thanks to the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill there, Johnny.
So the tackles are fairly even. They're both cracking. In south of Bunbury are inside 50s. They've got 4 or 5 more entries. So and the free kicks are all Bunbury's way at this moment. So they've got to make the most of it. They're getting the run of the whistle. Bain was unlucky.
Also because they're getting first of the footy.
Yeah, and that's all it is. I mean, you can say what you want to say. There's been one blooper, but the rest, as said, first of the footy. So Bunbury win the knock, goes forward, hack forward, Denham King, he can't take it. Well done by Galloway. He's one way or the other. He's done it very well. Kerwin, will he pick it up? Crane runs him down, just gets his boot to it. Now South there through Pickett in the best position, takes a mark at half back. He's got a runner outside in Riley. He's got a runner outside again. He elects not to use his teammate. Goes down the line there, hauls in front. Cormac comes over the top. He uses pace on the ground. Drives that ball down to Mitchell Bain. That's a great mark in front of Bellini under all sorts of pressure, right in front of his coach's box. What's he going to do? He's waiting for someone to come after him. There's not a lot on offer, so he's forced to go back inside. It was a great mark. He just chips that ball back inside to Riley. He's going to run around. That's a pretty
impressive game of footy.
It certainly is. He drives to the hot spot. Lane's in front. He can't mark. The big fist from the Perks. Bunbury just throw that ball forward, and the umpire said, yep, you've thrown that ball. So Mitchell Bain, recipient of the free kick. Connor Walker was, I think it was Bellini actually was penalised.
He's got a man on the outside here.
He's found him. It is young Siska. He's just slipped down from half back. He's marked the ball 35 metres out on a slide angle.
And this is another too. At the pace of this game, you need to be very aware of your surrounds.
Yeah.
You can't afford to sit and become a spectator because Kate Siska, I watched him run down that outer wing and the Bunbury players just didn't take any notice of him whatsoever.
And they're doing the right thing by clogging up the keyway or the corridor, but they're losing sight of what's outside.
I'll tell you what, he's missed everything.
He certainly did. The wind's got hold of that. She's drifted way left, out of bounds on the full. So Kerwin, we've been playing nearly 19 minutes. 27 plays 13 on the southwest side scoreboard.
Isn't it nice to have a clock on the board?
Yeah, for a change, we know what we're talking about. Good kick, straight down the middle of the ground. He's found Jamin King at centre half back, right on the defensive 50.
Yeah, Julian Burgess wouldn't be happy about that.
No, that was far too easy. So he's going to go out to that far wing, just squeeze his kick, sets up Creasy. Oh, well done there. Too much. Goyder comes through. Who's going to win the race back to the footy? South through young
Siska
Siska.
again.
Creasy's good enough to go back in and take that ball out of bounds, 60 metres out from his defensive goal. That ball just hung too long in the air.
Thanks to the Bank of Queensland too for your support this afternoon. Get your money in the bank, John.
That's it, mate. It's right now Bunbury have banked a few goals.
They have banked a few.
They want to keep going back to the teller and keep depositing. If they can keep doing that, they'll be well and truly on their way. Parsons out of the middle, out of the ruck knot, but he's clearing kick, goes straight to Versace in the middle of the ground. He comes for a horrible kick, but it's effective. Galloway on his hands and knees inside the centre circle. So
he's had a pretty good season too, Callaway, since joining the Tigers.
Yeah, he's had a good start today. He just chips that into young Sawyer. Just the other side of the centre circle. They haven't
just
gained
trying
ground.
to gain their composure a little bit.
Good kick, and he's found Riley. Hall just sat off him a little bit too much then, thinking he'd get to it, but...
tell you what, he did pretty well.
Yeah, they've
Sawyer set him a little bit of a task.
So they squeeze the kick to Crane. They're still inside the centre square, just trying to keep possession of the footy. He goes back out that far side now. There's a Galloway on that left boot. He's got a player there in Goitis come down. He goes to the top of the goal square. Over the back there was Waldrop. He can't take it. He's wrapped up high there in Creasy. So he's worked defensively down to the back pocket. He's going to relieve the pressure for his teammate. Good to have Dean Lomax back on the camera this afternoon. Back there. Did he sack Jared O'Brien? Jamin King's played on. Wasn't aware what was around him. The good tackle applied. He's gone back in, got the handball back. He gives it to Oliver. Well. He handballs to Denham King. They're just trying to carry that ball a bit too much at times. Squeeze that kick to Barraclough on the half-back flank. He goes over top. Now they're out. Nice bit of Parsons, run there. Yeah, he's just drifted forward on that far wing. Drifts outside to the scoreboard pocket towards McKenna Taylor. The ball carries. It's probably better it goes out of bounds because South have the numbers. She's still in play. Now Pickett comes in to assist his teammate. It's a good tackle there from McKenna Taylor. And the umpires saw he's paid high. Yeah. Yep, Lux of fortune. They had the numbers. Blake Pickett, he had to work out whether he was going to peel off then. Yep. And he did. He made that choice. If you're going to peel off, you've got to make a contest, and he did impact that contest. So he squeezed the kick towards Bain just inside defensive 50 at centre half-back. He wheels and goes. Now they got an extra. The kick's gone short towards Hall, but he gets a bad bounce. Cormac, he just loosely handballs. He had more time than Creasy. Just picks up Horton down the line. He's going to run onto a loose ball right deep in that pocket. Is it going to beat him over the line? It does. So an opportunity gone begging there. The big legs pumping then. He could see a goal coming up. But, I don't know what Jace Cormac was thinking. Well, he wasn't thinking, obviously. There was obviously voice, but it might have been the wrong voice. Yeah, he had more time then. He probably should have turned and then handballed over the top, but it's easy sitting here. So deep into attack for the Bulldogs, ticking down to 22 minutes. They'd be not looking for another score on the board. No number of players around it. No one can pick it up. Goiter goes in. Number of players on the ground, 25, 30 metres out from the Bulldogs' goal. The umpire, Scotty Jones, is it? No, it's not. It's the other young fellow. I can't think of his name. Kai Scudder. Yep. 20 metres out from the Bulldogs' goal. Loose ball now. No one can take it cleanly. Number of players around. Got no idea who's got hands on the footy deep down there. They all get up, and the umpire said, give it here again. So in a very dangerous position for the Bulldogs to be able to get a score before quarter time. Up they go again. Horton just uses his bolt. He takes it out of the round. Now he's stripped of the footy. Play on's a call. Taylor picks up the footy. He's well wrapped up there by Pickett. It was Heisman, was it? No, it was Field. Talk about pressure in that little huddle there. Yeah, well, there's about 30 players around that ball. So Horsman over the top this time. Number of players around. It's just a rolling scrum here. South don't want to concede any ground, and Bunbury are trying to get it loose to be able to. We're looking for a rising star too, thanks to Hemp Brothers this afternoon. 13 South Bunbury trail Bulldogs 27 on Southwest Isuzu scoreboard as we tick deep into the first quarter. A number of players go to the ground again. Umpire will find a kick in here. He's got it. You can guarantee, and if you're South, you'll be holding your breath hoping it's not against you. And if you're Bunbury, you're sweating on everything. You're playing for everything. Up they go again, 20 metres out from the Bulldogs' goal. Horton just takes it. Jackie Chan's out of the air. She's rolled out of bounds, just misses. Probably a good result for the Bulldogs. They didn't want to give the ball up, so they're still in a scoring position. Thanks to Hearth House too. Get that Hearth House feeling. A lot of sponsors on board again. And, we have, which is great to have. We try and patronise them. So up they go again. Horton, he's beaten for the footy this time. Now South have the numbers around this. Someone trips. I can't see who it is. Sawyer. He goes to ground. You're in trouble there, son. Oh, he just built a bridge over that. He's very lucky.
Yeah, I think that was Crane at the bottom there.
Talked to him at quarter time. So still deep into attack for the Bulldogs. Up they go. Horsman just taps it over the top. Well done there. I think it was Sawyer. The kick comes out and Jamin King marks about 55 metres out, almost directly in front. That's what they needed, the Bulldogs. They needed to clear that so they could go back in again. Yeah, yep. He could just about stow this, Craney. He's got that little bit behind him. He's going to don't
It's
run
a
to the right.
terrific kick of the footy too.
He does. He tries to get that. Tell you what, Craney. I
He
tell you
has
what.
give that
has
an
given it a
absolute
roost. That has gone
roost.
over the line. He's hit the goal line. 5-3-33. Lead the Tigers 2-1-13 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. Right on the tick of quarter time. I reckon we've probably got a minute or so to go. So that was to say that was a handy goal. They pressed. They were 4 or 5 ball ups deep into attack. Like you said, the loose ball come out. King was in the best position. He had the leg to take it all the way, and he's made the Tigers pay.
They're a terrific kick of the footy, the King boys, and that's what they needed. In that huddle, it was going nowhere. It was just that panic kick out of defence that landed with King, and he absolutely just set it up there. That sailed half goal post through, and there's some big goal posts here at Hands Oval. So that was a magnificent kick, and I tell you what, Bunbury would be absolutely ecstatic with this start. 5 goals in the first quarter.
Yep.
Absolutely terrific.
Back in the middle, Durnham and Pedley. Durnham this time. He's going to run onto the loose ball, whack it on the boot, and as he does, it doesn't matter how it gets in there, just get it in. No one can win the loose ball. Comes out. Heisman picks up. He's well tackled down there. It's touch high. Play on's a call. Pedley picks up a loose ball. He gives it towards Cormac. It's Goiter. He breaks through the middle of the ground. Comes his top side. Lane runs onto a good kick from Goiter. In front of Perks, he marks. What's he got up forward? They got to move it quickly if they want to score before quarter time. He goes in. Bourne at the back. Uncontested there was Renton. Drops what he should have taken. Bellini's over it. Now he can't get it. He drags it back in. You're in trouble, son. You want to try and get that out? He's going to be pinged here, is he? Oh, the umpire says no. Give it here.
Tell you what, it was uncontested. This is South Bunbury-like, isn't it? They look a bit rattled here at the moment.
They're just they're either going into the bull of the gate or they're standing back waiting for something. They're not in between. They need to get in between, and they're not doing it. And Bunbury,
their composure.
Yeah, exactly right. Up they go. Pedley. Durnham stands down. He can't get a handball to it. Picked up there by Crane. He's set upon. Oh, well done there by the South Bunbury player there, and I'm not sure who it was. Right, was it? Perks. He just hacks that out. South had the number set up behind the footy. Nordell. He's got Goiter, but well done there by the Bunbury player and Connor Walker. Goiter's able to pick up the loose ball. He squeezed it down off tippy tips. Cormac's well wrapped up without the footy. Fair decision there, and it was well done there by Connor Walker because he made sure the ball was held up. South had loose around it. They could have run on, but that was well done by Connor Walker. He gave away a bit of a professional kick, I'd say.
There's a bit going on in there too. I think that might be 50.
Oh, he has paid 50 now.
Wow, it's all right to be physical, it's all right to be tough, but you don't want to send someone down 50 metre down.
He was lucky because it's only 40, and that was a terrible kick towards Blaine Johnson. He's well wrapped up there by Renton, but Cormac goes out hard against the boundary line. He's pushed as he kicks, and the umpire is probably lucky for Bunbury that the ball has gone to Cormac because Waldrop marked that in a lot better position. But the umpire's saying no, it's got to go back to Cormac.
It's gone 50 again. No, it hasn't
it's
gone
going
50.
The other umpire's
one's
calling it back towards
50,
Cormac.
and one's called it back.
Yeah, I think it's got to go back to Cormac. Yeah, the umpire's pointing back to Cormac.
A little bit of confusion here.
Yeah.
As we look into, thanks to MGIB.
No.
Waldrop has got the 50, and he will go to the line for South Bunbury, and he will pop this through for South Bunbury's third goal of the quarter.
So 3-1-19, trail 5-3-33. I still don't think they both were on the same page then, two umpires.
Not quite
One was
sure
saying, pointing back to Cormac on the boundary line. And
I think the communication might have just broke down.
Yep. But anyway, it was going to be a score, whatever score it was going to be. In the end, it was a goal.
Cormac's just come to the Harvey Norman interchange, a bit worse for wear. What happened just in front of the coach's box there?
I thought Connor Walker done a good job giving away the free kick because South had the numbers there, but we couldn't see.
Connor Walker.
Yeah, we couldn't see because the number of players in the coach's box in front of us. What actually happened? Obviously, something happened. Scotty Jones was right there. He took no nonsense took the heat out of it, paid the 50-metre penalty, and South have hit the scoreboard. So 28 minutes gone in the first quarter. 19 trails 33 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard.
It's been an absolute cracker here. We're looking for the best defender today too, thanks to Garage Doors Southwest.
Ruckman at it again, Pedley and Durnham. Oh, Walker, he runs onto that ball.
He's done it
very well. Foot race on Piggott and Heisman. Piggott's going to win the footy. No, it goes out the back. Heisman can't pick it up. Is it Williamson? That's his first touch. Goes to Oliver. Squeezes that down. McKenna Taylor. He goes to the front position. The ball's going to beat him over the line right in front of the scoreboard, is it? And the umpire says throw it in.
Tell you what, Bunbury looked dangerous on the spring.
Yep.
They actually finding a bit of space, and every time it goes forward, you expect something out of them.
Probably a couple of times gone. They've got the score 5 goals, but they've gone to that pocket probably too many times.
That scoreboard pocket's got a big magnet in that scoreboard.
It certainly has. Get it to the top of the square when you can. So Horton and Horsman. Horsman over the top. South through Bain. He just hacks that down to that thing. Durnham, he overruns it. Pedley picks it up.
Gee, nice pickup.
It was
Pedley.
a good pickup. He's got Crane, goes backwards. Now he's bumped off the line of the footy and the ball goes out of bounds. And we'll have a boundary thrown on that far side. So 29 minutes tick down. 19 trails 33. Bunbury with their noses in front. A handy 2-goal buffer, 14
Great
points.
quarter footy.
It
8
has
goals
been
scored in it.
A good opener for the second semi-final, as we sit here at Hands Memorial Oval. Boundary throw in. Durnham and Pedley. Durnham takes front position. Play on's a call. Bain handballs out the back to Waldrott. He just hacks that into the middle of the ground. She's going to pitch in the middle. Jamin King slips.
He did well
done
there.
there by Nordell. He goes for the big barrel down the middle of the ground. She skid backwards. Now the foot race on Perks and
Can't get his
Nordell.
own.
Perks wins the race. The ball. He's gone to ground. Bad. Should have kept his foot. South had the run. He was lucky he had space because he would have been picked off.
He'll
He
be
sees
worn
it
out
doesn't.
shortly.
He certainly will. The kick goes down towards Blaine Johnson. Nordell made about 4 mistakes, but he was good enough to hold
How
composure.
good was that? Bodie Nordell,
Yeah.
he had a horrible, done it very well in the middle, that horrible kick.
He couldn't
followed
do it
up
if he
his own
tried.
kick, and then had a horrible handball, followed it up, and ends up with Johnson.
He's going to kick from 40. I'd say
He'd be
kick
absolutely
from
worn out after that effort, Johnny.
51 metres out, right in front of us.
This is a big kick too from Johnson.
He'll get the journey. It's whether he'll hang it to the right and she'll come back left to right to left, I should say. He does. She's going to drift. She's going to drift all the way across and push through for a defensive behind by Durnham.
Gee, that had a bit of swing when it got up in the air, didn't it?
I was just looking at young Bodie Nordell. He had 4 stats in that play, 4 stats and 5 mistakes, but he got a shot on goal for his teammate.
He did brilliantly in the middle of the ground.
He did. He done very well. But they got forward at the end of the day and they put a score on the board. So 13-point advantage to the Bulldogs on the Southwest scoreboard. Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. Kerwin goes long, far out that far side. Piggott out the back. He picks up ball. He tries to fend off his Bulldogs player in Woods. Now squeezed out there by Riley. Good kick towards Bourne. He takes a mark. Again, he'd be right on the paint on that far side in front of Bellini. He squeezed that kick down towards Tyson Lane. Perks at the back. Now the Bulldogs through Kerwin. Slaps that back onto the boot. Numbers all up. Bourne over the back.
Big grab.
He takes a good mark. Right, again, almost the same spot where he got the last mark from.
CPU Outdoor Centre contender for mark of the day. Gee, this will take a big kick from here.
Right into whatever breeze there is, he's going to kick it. He's called a play and just golf chips that in front, but Bellini's in front. Waldrott comes over top. Creasy picks up. He just barrels that down to that far wing. Luxor Fortune. Young Woods has taken a good mark on that wing. He's forced to go back. He's got South Bunbury players all in front of him.
31 minutes
it certainly has. So Horton's come a mile up the ground. He's right on that far wing. The South have all the numbers here defensively. Bain's going to come through. He's hit hard in the middle of the ground by Connor Walker. Play on's the call. The Bulldogs player was taken high. Is it Creasy? It is. He's pushed. That's 50 if the others are. And Scotty Jones says, come with me.
Do that?
Exactly. South were very well set up behind the ball. Bunbury were under all sorts of pressure. Even the next kick from Creasy was going to be under pressure. Someone, I'm not sure who it was, just pushed him to the ground.
31-minute mark of the first quarter.
And he's going to take a kick
away.
18 metres out from goal. So you'd be putting this down. Harry Creasy's gone from the middle of the ground to the top of the goal square.
Gee, as a coach, I'd be absolutely
you'd be livid with that.
with
We've seen when Johnson had that shot, the coach's box for telling him take the time off the clock. They've gone down the other end. You'd be ropeable. There'd be 30 seconds, I'd say, left. And Harry Creasy's going to waltz in, and you'd be like, thinking he'd be kicking this.
He's a pretty good kick at goal normally.
So when he comes on that trusty left foot, just goes directly over the goal umpire's head. He doesn't move. Another goal to the Bulldogs. 6-3-39. Lead the Tigers 3-2-20 as we tick down to 32.5 minutes on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. As we said, Johnson's had a shot at this end. He's missed. It's pink. South got well back.
That's
it was
an
5-on-1 down that end.
Absolute gift.
And it was Horton took the mark. He was the man that had to kick to in the forward line. He was high wing. He squeezed the kick inside to Creasy, and then he's gifted a 50-metre penalty in the middle of the ground. And probably say, well, South got a couple of dubious ones, but that was obvious. You just, as you said, Crony, you can't do it. Not at any stage of the game, especially at that stage.
Well, you can't. I mean, you know the rules left in this game, and it has changed a lot over the years, and you must know them by now. I mean, it's on TV. You've played 18 home and away games with it.
Yep. But the umpires have been hot on it today. I think that was the third 50-metre penalty for the afternoon.
But that's where you need to pick up what's happening this afternoon.
Exactly. So you read the room, as they say. So back in the middle of the ground, Durnham and Pedley. Up they go. Durnham this time. Pedley goes to ground. Bain can't pick it up right on siren time. End of the first quarter. 33.5 minutes it went for. 6-3-39 Bunbury Bulldogs. Lead South Bunbury Tigers 3-2-20 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard.
What a great first quarter of footy to start off the second semi-final between two arch rivals, if you like, the South Bunbury Football Club and the Bunbury Football Club. We'll be back after the break for quarter 2. Friendly brought to you by KFC and our great mates at Dale Alcock Homes Southwest. It is quarter time, and Bunbury out of the blocks early against the Tigers. 6 goals, 339 to South Bunbury, 3 goals, 220 in what was a very, very good quarter of footy. The Bulldogs, plenty of run. They absolutely monstered the stoppages against what has been a very good South Bunbury side. South looked a little bit uneven, a bit flustered at times there, John, but tell you what, they need to work back in it. They'll have the aid of the slight breeze in this quarter. But, gee, I think Bunbury would be very happy with their slingshot. Yep,
certainly would be. And maybe it goes back to, as we say, Croney, just them last few games, putting your best team fine-tuning. And right now, they're a wheel with a couple of broken spokes. So there's plenty of time. You wouldn't be panicking.
Second quarter to get underway. This is SEN Spirit and John Bajetta.
Durnham, over the top he goes. Hacked out of the air there by, was it Cormac, was it? Or Waldrott. Now Crane picks up ball. He goes inside to Waldrott. His handball goes to Lane. He can't take it. Now he does. Gets out in the right boot. Just steps around. Sets sail for home. And a good mark there. No, it's not paid by Blaine Johnson. Play on's a call.
He's going to get the kick anyway.
Is he? Yeah. And he's played on
Nordell's
now.
Played
Nordell
on
picked
the
up.
goal.
He has. That happened all very quickly. And South, as they needed to do, hit the scoreboard within the first 30 seconds. They get a quick goal when that scoreboard flicks up. They go to 4-1, I think it is. Wait till it ticks over. 4-2-26, trailing Bunbury 6-3-39 in the first 30 seconds of the second quarter.
That was a good clearance it was a different clearance by Riley.
It was Riley, wasn't it?
Yeah. The clean ball handling makes a difference. Crane picked that up off his toes, just clean the nose, get it down into Johnson. Johnson got the free kick, and Nordell played on and kicked the goal. That's a pretty good start for South Bunbury. Probably got a bit of a wind-up there, I think it might have been the opposite from Julian Burgess. I think he might have said the South Bunbury coach, just need to settle down, get your game going, because you're playing to the tune of Bunbury at the moment.
Well, that's right. As we said, there's plenty of time to go in the game. There's a couple of goals, as we see on TV every Friday, Saturday night. There's nothing in it.
HBWS.
Yeah, apparently so. Up they go again. Durnham over the top. Good knock. Oh, almost there. Now Connor Walker. He handballs back to Trey Field. He's put on his backside. Play on's a call. Out there comes Wood. He takes it in front of South Bunbury players. He goes one way or the other. Should have just whacked that on the boot, son. Now his teammate in Horton is under all sorts of pressure. It's not. It was Woods. He was wrapped up right on top of the 50 metre.
Woods and Parsons, very similar, aren't they?
Yeah. They both wear that headband too, so it makes it nice and easy.
I'm going to buy them a different colour.
Yeah. Up they go. Durnham, Parsons over the top. No one can pick it up. Now South Bunbury in the best position to take it. Good tackle from Heisman on Riley, is it? He's wrapped up. And the ball's gone nowhere. Still on the defensive 50. It was young Sawyer. So 50 metres out from the Bunbury goal. Rucks at it. Passing over the top. Good knock. Fist goes backward. Heisman just hacks that ball back into the 30 metre. Horton leads the dropped his head. Dropped what he should have taken. Great tackle there by Horsman. He wraps up Horton, and we've got a ball up about 40 metres, 35 metres.
You won't see that happen too much, the big fella. No. He was in the box seat there.
It was all Horton. I said he was waiting for contact, and in the end he took half an eye off the footy, and that was enough. So in he goes. He takes it out of the ruck knock. Tries to get a boot to it. Nordell picks up. He just slaps it on into the middle of the ground. Good mark taken there by his brother in Ethan Nordell. He handballs to Chitty. He's got a runner outside in Pickett. On this wing, he has one bounce. He can go another one if he does. He comes back inside. Aims for the hot spot. Blaine Johnson's gone around the back. That was a good kick. Renton took his eye off Johnson. Johnson slipped around the back. He's going to shoot for the top of the goal square.
That was very well done by Johnson. He'd led to the pocket. Renton went with him, but he just turned inside out. And Pickett was good enough to pick up his move, and he got him on the fly. So a very good forward lead. A bit of forward craft there, John.
Certainly was. And Pickett had enough time to have a look, see what happened. And Johnson goes in. He slips it over the goal umpire's head. South Bunbury fight back. 5-2, 32. Trail Bunbury 6-3, 39 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard.
Young Nordell starting to get into it too.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a key to South Bunbury because he's tall enough to be a nuisance, and he's good on the ground. He's a hard man to match up on. Is both the Nordell boys in Brody and Ethan.
Yeah. They just had that space out here. As I said, Pickett was able to run and carry and have a good look, and Johnson was able to dummy lead, and he still had time for him to get back, or he kicks to an empty goal square, one or the other. But Johnson was smart enough.
And it's the first time they've had a bit of options up there, John, because they had players lead into the pocket, which allowed Johnson that space in that forward line.
I'm a bit worried about that matchup with Renton on Johnson. I think if the South get the ball anything like half like that into him, I think he'll end up kicking a bag. Up they go again. Durnham and Pedley. Pedley this time drops down. No one can pick it up. Bain wins the race of footy. He's well taken to ground by Connor Walker. Durnham goes in. He's going to be wrapped up by Riley and put to ground. And the umpire says, give it here, just on the edge of the centre circle.
Well, that's where South were. They were hammered in the first quarter and those stoppages.
Tightened it up. So in the middle of the ground, Durnham, he just tries to flick it back. Bain can't take the kick, but Cormac comes through. He just belts it onto the boot. Nordell at the back there. He was in the box seat, and he come over the top.
Is that a contender, John?
That was a very good mark. He was in the box seat. And
CPR outdoor centre contender.
He just hovered. Oh, the umpire didn't pay it.
Oh.
He's paid 50 cents each way. So,
well, there you go. Better cross that one out.
Cross it off. Almost mark of the day. In 40 out from South goal. Crane gets a handball inside to Waldrop. On the left boot he goes, over the top of the shoulder. Johnson comes out. He goes one way, crashes a pack. Loose ball running. Bunbury win to Niski. He handballs back. Dangerous handball. Bellini now. He goes out to the boundary line. He needs that ball to go over. South have the numbers. Toe poke there for Niski. In front of the scoreboard. Leading the race out there is Harry Creasy. He goes to ground. He's got support now coming from field. No one can take
this game has just lifted a notch, hasn't it?
It has. South is getting the ball forward, so the Bunbury defence is under a fair bit of pressure now. In front of the scoreboard, 32 trails 39 on Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. 5.5 minutes into the second quarter. Number of players out there. Ball on the boundary. South just bring it back to the top of the goal square. She's gone out of bounds on the full. The wind didn't bring it around. Pushed it over, I should say.
Would have needed a hurricane to come through there, John. I think that was just off.
Or did it go out before the kick got away? Looks like it may have gone out before the kick was taken. And we'll have a throw in right in front of that scoreboard.
That reads 5-2-32, South Bunbury 6-3-39 for Bunbury on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard.
So Ruckman go at it, play on's the call. South inside, is it Cormac? Just gets a half kick away, and Connor Walker, he's called a play on the ball, didn't go the required
distance.
He's
a bit optimistic there, Connor Walker, wasn't he? Thought he was going to get, gee.
Speaking
and then
of
got
optimistic, well, talking about hot spuds, Chitty is going to take a free kick, 45.
The South Bunbury captain.
I can't say nothing, Croney.
No, it was...
interesting, that's what I'll say. Anyway, he chips over to Blaine Johnson. He takes a good mark. Too strong there. He had Bilsich and
well,
Renton.
If he gets on the lead and it goes to his percentage, it makes it very difficult for the defenders.
Unfortunately, someone had to come across the front to take that hole.
That's where you're right.
And if he's going to take mark, he's going to earn it. But in he comes. He'll kick from about 38, 40 metres out, almost directly in front. Drop punt on its way. She's a fairly good-looking kick. She holds the line. South Bunbury claw back to 6-2-38. Trial the Bulldogs 6-3-39 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. Bit of loose checking there. As I said, I'm a bit worried about that matchup. I think Johnson's got way too much class for his matchup there.
Well, he needs help.
He does need help.
You need to get someone across the front of that package, you said, to stop their toll. What have we got in the way of stats thanks to the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill?
You know, this quarter, South have gone in, just trying to look at the inside 50s. They've gone in 4 times and Bunbury haven't been able to get the ball forward to the middle. So the scoreboard, they've hit scoreboards 3 times to even it up. Centre clearances, they've got all the centre clearances. So all of a sudden, the game's turned on its head just by work rates from the middle of the ground.
Well, that was where we were saying about the clearances. Bunbury were very good around them, and South have had to tighten it up, and they've done that. Yep.
So back in the middle of the ground, Durnham, up he goes. He just smashed that. It's probably a good thing to do. Try and get some yardage. Now Niski comes through. He's fielded is. Picked up there by Heisman. He just hits at the top of the square. Woods held off the contest. Well done there by Wright. There's a free kick, is there? Oh. There was a hold there.
That was a good pickup, John Badge.
I've just seen he was trying to get to break to get his jukes out, and he was restrained. I would say retarded. He was restrained off the footy, and the umpire was only metres away, so... Now, young Woods is going to take this kick. Jet Woods from 25, 30 metres out, directly in front.
Once again, it come from that clearance from the Bulldogs.
It was a good move by Durnham just to put that fist in it.
He's been pretty good, Durnham.
Yeah, they were getting beaten. Oh, it's a horrible kick. Oh, you've got to kick them, son. He's gone to the left, and he ruined that because that was a soda.
He's normally a pretty good kicker.
He is normally a good kick. So Goyder doesn't waste no time. He says, I can do better. Back in the middle of the ground, Waldrop's wrapped up by a number of players, and we'll have a ball up just inside the centre square.
He lost a bit of air, I reckon, those last 2 kicks.
Yeah, that was 2 of the worst kicks we'll see. But anyway, back in almost in the middle of the ground. Pedley over the top, gives it to Bain. He's well wrapped up there. The loose ball comes in. Field goes in low. He's taken the ground, and we'll have a ball up just the attacking side of the centre circle for the Bulldogs.
I tell you what, it's pretty solid in there.
It certainly is. So Durnham's in front. Pedley works him under it. Crane can't run a loose ball. Picked up there by Riley. He hacks that out to that far wing. Foot race on there. We've got Siska leading the race to the footy in front of Niski. He just hits it to advantage. He certainly has, and he made himself look a lot quicker because he got separation. Good handball inside to Riley. Right on the paint from 50. He sets sail for home. She's gone straight over the goal umpire's head. South Bunbury rattle on another goal. 7-2. 46, 48. They lead Bunbury 7-6.
It's a bit hard when that score
keeps on flashing on and off. I know they're 7 points up.
I'll tell you what, that was a bit of a peak performance. City and Regional Fuels. It was hacked out there. Kate Sixker, he just put the hammer down. He must have had a bit of BP and City Regional Fuel in because he was off to the races.
He got the premium that time.
Tell you what, Lockie Riley's goal was pretty handy. He was right on 50 then. And it went straight through the middle. In fact, it almost up for a Western All Pest Services Goal of the Day nomination. That's how good that was.
7-2-44 leads 6-4-40 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard as we almost 10 minutes gone in the second quarter.
And that 19-point lead we talked about it's gone very quickly.
Yep. Back in the middle, Durnham outside. He goes to Berraclough this time. Whacks it onto the boot. Just inside the attacking 50, it's going to go. Woods is held again. Play on's the call. South Bunbury through. Goiter just comes out. Barrels that ball through the middle of the ground. Lane leads the race the ball. It beats all comers. Out the back there, he works on the footy again. He can't take it. King's on the ground. He can't take it. Picked up there by Nordell. Done very well. Gives it to Richie Bourne. He comes back onto his left boot. Squeeze that into the Blaine Johnson direction. He can't take the footy. All players loose now. Loose ball comes through. Well done there by the Bunbury player. He's taken high, is he? No, the umpire says give it here. It was a good tackle.
It's easy to make them slip up. Of course, we're looking for a tackle of the day. True to Bunbury Mower Services.
So 20 metres out from the Bunbury goal. All rucks at it. Now, Bourne leads the race ball. Bain it is. He just soccers that through to the goal line. She's rolled through. She's rolled over the line. Through for another major. South go to 8-2-50. They lead Bunbury 6-4-40. And this game's flipped on its head at the 11-minute mark of the second quarter.
Who are we giving that to?
Mitchell Bain. It was Mitchell Bain, yeah.
Okay, because Chitty had feet swinging. There was a lot of feet swinging in there.
I'm sure it was Bain who got the initial soccer out of that contest.
I don't think...
It may have been Chitty. I thought it was Bain.
No, we'll go with Bain. We'll look on Dean Lomax's replay.
Chitty, I'm thinking if it was Chitty, yeah. I was just looking. Bain was in the middle of the ground.
Kevin Chitty?
Yeah, and it wasn't his fluoro-type boots. It was a white set of boots, and that was Chitty. So 8-2-50 leads 6-4-40.
I know he had some feet flinging in there. I tell you what, the Tigers are up the ante a little bit here and the crowd
behind us has got a bit boisterous now. They're a
big crowd into it.
It certainly is.
The side is full. It's going to be magic when that grandstand opens up next week.
Up they go, Durnham. He can't take the ball now. Waldrop's over the top. He's got King for company, and the umpire said, give it here. We'll take two in the centre circle. So she's got Willing now. Bunbury have to respond. South will lay down the challenge. Durnham over the top. Waldrop's going to win the race of Buddy. No, he doesn't. Now the South player goes to ground. Berraclough, he's going to be first to it. He's got some yards. He's gone to ground. He gets up again. He loses a tackle. The handball comes inside to Denham King. He's tackled well by the player there in Galloway, and he's dropping the ball.
Too.
So he comes to this side on the left. Probably not the best kick. Williamson in front, but well done there by Cormac. He hits it over top. He's got Heisman. Heisman keeps his feet. Now Sawyer. Woods comes in. He goes back to... is it Hall? He gives it back to Jet Wood. He squeezed that kick inside, but Cormac says, you haven't none of that. He just hacks that off the ground. South in front, Nordell. He's surrounded by Bulldogs players. Nordell goes again. He gives it to Bourne. He's well tackled from behind. He slips it to Ethan Nordell. He goes over the top there to player in Riley. On the left boot, hacks it to the top of the goal square. Now Bunbury in the best position. Renton is it. He can't take the ball cleanly. He tries to run it out. It did, but it was out way back here. The umpire's calling it out right near the point post. He was about 30 metres around, so she must have went over the line.
Bunbury needed that. They had an out on the other side too.
So the ball comes right back to
I'll tell you what, the pace of this game's even cranked up.
Luck was a fortune there. Cormac just hacked that out, and it went to a good area for South. Now Pedley out of the ruck contest.
Oh, there you
go.
And
I tell you what, South have laid the gauntlet down to the Bulldogs now. He just hacked that out of the ruck contest. It's gone straight over the goal umpire's head. And they've kicked 7 unanswered goals, is it?
And I think that'll go down as a Western All Pest Services
that was a fair
goal
effort.
of the day chance too, young Pedley.
So 9-2-56, lead 6-4-40 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. They've kicked 6 in a row, and Bunbury have been shell-shocked in the first 13 and a half minutes of this second quarter.
Yeah, they have. They've upped the ante on that. Oh, look, they're not the league leaders for nothing, are they? And they were challenged in that first quarter because Bunbury were winning the stoppages. Well, they've sorted that out a little bit, but they've also They've sorted out their skill level. They've settled. They're starting to hit targets and they're starting to go to their own advantage. Mind you, that was a pretty handy goal by the ruckman, who's got his own challenges up against Duran today.
Yep. So back in the middle of the ground. Handy 19-point deficit turned to a 16-point advantage. Durham, no, he hasn't got a mate there today to take the ball. Taylor's on hands and knees. He can't win it. The umpire says we'll do it again in the middle of the ground.
Jace Cormack for a bit of a spell on the Harvey Norman interchange bench here. He's done very well. He's got a bit of class about him, Cormack, hasn't he?
He's just a couple of 50-50 balls he made him his. And that's,
which have probably been in his... not in his favour.
No. So in the middle of the ground, Berraclough, he handballs back to Taylor. He comes through now.
Nicely done.
Well done. He's got Denham King. He can break out of the centre square. Runs to 60. Chips that ball in front of Parsons. And he marks the ball 45 metres out, almost directly in front. He chips the ball over the top. He probably should have went back and had a shot. Horsman comes across the front. And he takes that ball out of bounds with a good spoil.
Gee, I think the word to go out to young Parsons.
Yeah, have a shot.
Have a crack at it because he's a good kick of the footy.
Well, you'd rather Horton one-on-one in the goal square instead of on a lead where the ball's just sat up and it's too easy for the defender to just destroy it.
Horsman cut across in front of him.
Yep. So a boundary throw in deep into attack for the Bulldogs. 56 plays 40 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. So Horton's going to do the ruck work with Horsman. The two H's, up they go. No one can win the knock. No one can take it away cleanly, and we'll have take two. This time she'll be a ball up. So 25, 30 metres out from the
They need a
steady
area, the Bulldogs.
The game's going to get away from them very quickly if they don't. Horton over the top. No one can take it again. Ball goes to ground. In there was Walker. He just hammers that towards Heisman. He goes low. He hasn't got the footy. Umpire says play on. Everyone's looking at the umpire for a free kick. Play on. Goiter just works it over the line and out of bounds deep into forward pocket.
Still in.
Oh, no, she hasn't. This time she's picked up by the Bunbury player in the blue boots in Denham King.
Everyone had thought it out. Denham King picked it up and had a crack at it.
Squeeze it to over his shoulder, and she's just fallen short on the left-hand side as we look at the goal.
What do we always say? Play to the whistle,
That's
don't we,
it.
John?
There's been a couple of times today that ball's just bobbled and kept alive. So they've hit the scoreboard finally for the quarter, 6-5-41. So Goiter comes out straight down the middle of the ground. He goes long kick. Nordell's in the box seat. He works to the front, but at the back there was a good mark. It was a Versace, wasn't it? Has he paid it? Nope. Unlucky there. That was the only man who had hands on the footy, and he's telling the umpire what he thinks.
It went right over the pack, and I thought he was the only man.
Yep. So almost in the middle of the ground, we got a ball up. Up they go. Parsons and Pedley. Over the top she runs. No one can pick up the footy. Now the Bunbury player's taking the ground in the back. It was, and the umpire says, no, we'll have a ball up again in the same position. So...
Magnificent spectacle here in the second semi-final between two pretty good rivals. They've been playing footy against each other for many, many years.
Parsons, good knock, but well done there by Nordell. He just hacks that forward. Parsons back right in the middle of the ground. He picks it up, but he's wrapped up and he's slung to the ground. The umpire said, give it here. We've seen him paid yesterday all day. Every time someone was thrown on the ground like that, she was a free kick.
We're looking at the tackle of the day too, thanks to Bunbury Mower Services. Plenty of them.
Parsons again, he goes to King. He can't take it. In there's Berraclough. He handballs back, but it picked up there by the South Bunbury player in Gallagher. He can't get it away now. The Bunbury player's gone in low, and he's held without the footy in Bellini. So he's going to get the kick just in the... someone's caught one. Rib tickler. So the ball comes out this top wing here to Kubaninski. He's marked in front of Crane. What's he going to do? He's got a loose here in field. He should just come down the line to him. He elects not to. Now he does. So Field just playing a bit of possession footy now with the Bulldogs, trying to get the ball back on their terms. He's got Walker here. He's going to go longer. He goes down the line. Woods is Parsons. He just works his push. Bit too obvious.
Yeah.
A little
Probably
bit
need to be a little bit less.
Yeah, a bit subtle. And Ethan Nordell at half back takes a free kick. He handballs to Goiter. He switches play right across that far wing. Good run.
The
good run there is at Sawyer. He drops what he should have. No, it's not. It's the play there in Gallagher.
Now he's in a bit of strife.
He's in all sorts because Bunbury got a 2-on-1. Now they pick up the loose footy. The kick squeeze from Perks. He is Horton. He's dropped another one. He drops the footy now. He's in trouble. He's surrounded by the South players. A handball to Perks. He goes over the top to Taylor. He squeezes that kick in the field. They get out of trouble. He's marked 48 metres out. He quickly plays on. Comes topside to Denham King in a better position. About 47 metres out.
The footy is Denham King.
Yeah, 45 metres out. Directly in front. It will take a good kick. Can he equal his brother's effort at the other end at the end of the first quarter?
Gee, when it comes to a game as quick as that one little mistake, as soon as he dropped that, there was two Bunbury players on the outer wing.
Yeah, certainly was. They were lucky then. But King, he goes the arc. He's called to play on. Not a bad kick. The wind's going to bring that back. Is it going to get to the line? No. Versace puts a big fist into it, and he punches that wide, and it's going to go through for a minor score.
Gee, so Danny Frawley would have been happy with that fist.
That was destroying the footy, as they say. So 6-7, 43. Is it 6-6, 42? trail 9-2-56 on the southwest Isuzu scoreboard. Goyder's plan is to go long down the middle of the ground. He makes yards. He kicks that almost to the centre circle. Lane's in front. No one can make the footy. Now he gets on to a loose ball. He handballs the ball forward. Oh, he's still there. But he's got company in Bilsich. No one can pick up the ball. Bourne took his eye off the footy. In there low. That was below the knees, is it? Yep. Connor Walker dived in low. You can't do that. They've paid a couple of them today. So Richie Bourne on the edge of the centre square. He now plays on. He's going to set sail for home here, Craney. Wobbly looking kick, goes deep into the pocket, and Lane at the back. He's able to mark the footy.
I'll tell you what, Lane was right in amongst that.
Yeah.
He sprinted to that goal line to become part of that footy. That was good work run-wise.
He's got that ball hard up against the boundary line, 10 metres out from on the point post. He's going to check side this, and he just dollies it around right across the face of the goal. She's gone out of bounds on the full on the other side.
Nah, didn't go, John.
He got too much boo and not enough nah there. So Perks is going to take the relieving kick. 9-2-56 leads 6-6-42 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. He just chips into Denham King. Now he's called to play on. He's going to kick towards the scoreboard. He's got a teammate there in Kerwin. They're not getting anywhere there, but putting himself under a bit of pressure here by keeping that ball deep. Nothing to kick to. South have really squeezed up on him here, so he's forced to kick down the line. Bourne's in best position. The ball carries. Now South have the numbers. Pushed over the line by the Bunbury player. A number of South players throwing their arms in for a delivery.
And that's where Bunbury were getting away with it in the first quarter because they could move out of there very quickly. But South have all woken up and put a bit of a blockade on to that out.
Yep, so boundary throwing about 65, 70 metres around on that scoreboard pocket for the South Bunbury still in attack. Ruckman at it, Parsons and Nordell. Nordell, smaller bloke, wins a knock. Cormac Bain couldn't take it. Now a number of players on the ground. Through there, good pick-up. Great pick-up there by the young player. Didn't see who it was. On the left foot was Waldrot, I think it was.
Waldrot's kicked the goal.
He has kicked a very good goal, and that's what he's good at doing. I think that's his third in that training.
That's number 3 for Cade Waldrot. It was a pick-up in the middle. I'm not sure who did that. But that was an outstanding bit of ball handling. We talk about clean ball handling that pushed the ball out to Waldrot. Mind you, Waldrot's goal was pretty handy in its own right. But it's just that clean ball handling, goes through the pack and pick it up.
I was thinking it could have been Young Sawyer. I'm just watching the player running back through here. I've got a funny feeling it was Young Sawyer. He's running back here to half back. That picked it up. It was as you said, it was clean, and he was able to get that ball. As quick as he picked it up, he handballed it. And
that's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah. The ball
thanks to the
moved
Bank
quickly.
of Queensland too. That's another one in the bank for the South Bunbury side. Gee, they've had a big quarter this quarter.
It's been a 39-point turnaround. They were 19 points down, and now they're 20 points up as we hit 21 and a half minutes into the second quarter on the
now,
southwest
there is a little
side.
bit of breeze heading that way, but I can tell you, thanks to
the breeze hasn't done this. It's been just all power. So in the middle of the ground, Parsons and Ethan Nordell is it in the ruck. So Parsons, no one can take it. Nordell's first down there. His handball goes to Parsons. He handballs back over to Crane. He gets the away bounce. Berraclough, he hacks that ball forward. McKenna Taylor, good mark. 55 metres out from goal in front of Versace. He's called to play on. No, he's not. He's going to go back.
That's a good mark by McKenna Taylor.
He
shows a lot.
Yeah. He just chips that towards not the best option. That was a smaller player there. Had to go deeper. So South on the ground. Bunbury have the numbers of Berraclough. He just picks that up. Hooks it to the top of the square. Horton's in front. Oh, almost there. Denham King. It dropped in front of him. Niski car on it. Horton just grabs a footy. He barges to 30 metres out. Hooks it over his left shoulder. She's gone to the left. Bunbury needed the goal. They can't. Oh, he's paid a free kick, has he? He's paid a free kick after he kicked it. He must have been pushed off the ball. I was watching where that ball was floating to.
So was I. I didn't even see what happened.
Joel Horton will very luckily receive the free kick 35 metres out from goal, almost directly in front. He'll want to do.
No one really knows what's going on, but I know what's going on. The umpire's played a free kick to Joel Horton.
Horton will have a shot.
You can sit there and talk all you like, but Joel Horton will have a shot.
The only thing that could possibly happen is he'll get closer to goal if he keeps talking. It'll be a 50.
That's exactly right. So you might as well get over it and get on with it.
To say your team needs this would be an understatement, but it's in the right hands, Craney. So we're ticking down to 23 minutes gone in this second quarter. Can he close the gap? We're looking at a 20-point deficit. Can he get it back to 14 points and a manageable margin as we come into half-time? Joel Horton comes in, 40 metres out, just puts that up. The breeze is going to push that across. He should have kicked the skin off that. It doesn't hold his line. As you can hear the crowd now getting vocal once South have got in front. They're on the bandwagon. They're yelling and screaming.
We're right in the South Bunbury members there while the media box is getting
They were
fixed.
pretty quiet in the first quarter. I thought they all must have went home, but they're in it now. Nordell just works his way to the front of that contest.
He's working his way into the game.
He has become very effective. It's actually a free kick to Cormac. But it didn't matter because they had the numbers. Now Cormac chips it out to Nordell. Ethan Nordell, he's called to play on that far wing. Just chips it back over the top. He's got the player there and his brother, Bodie Nordell. He's called to play on now. He squares that ball into Chitty. He takes a diving mark, still inside the centre square. What's he going to do? Everyone's trying to get a handball one way or the other. Doesn't look like he wants to kick it. Now he does. He just sits it out to this top pocket. No, not the best kick. Heisman should have grabbed it, son. He backhands it back in. South Bunbury through Sawyer. He runs onto the ball, but he's wrapped up there by Hamish Hall.
There's a couple of times players have tried to do that. You've got to realise it is finals time.
And especially when you're in your defensive area, you've got to own it. So 50 out from the south goal. Parsons hits it back. Chitty picks up a loose ball. He gives it to Piggott. He slaps that onto the boot, drives to the top of the goal square. The Bunbury player there in the ruckman in Durham, he can't mark it. Now a number of players around it. Oh, good handball out from South, but through there in Hall. He's a little handball, quick enough to get it out. Berraclough, he's taken high. Now it goes to Connor Walker. Well done there from Chitty. Hands and knee stuff. Now picked up there by Oliver. He just hacks that down the line. Horton in front spot. On his chest, it bounces off once. Heisman just hacks that forward. Lucks a fortune.
Oh, that's a
Denham
great
King
grab.
takes a great gully
First
catch.
slip.
It was. Oh, good kick. He kicks in front of Heisman. He needs to take this step around the player in the South Bunbury player there, and now he does towards McKenna. That's a good kick. That held up with the wind. Taylor read it best. He's marked the ball 35 metres out.
That was well worked by
Go
Bunbury
back and have a shot,
ball.
son. You need to go back and own this. Have a shot. Your team needs a goal. Own the moment. Good kick there from Heisman. There was a great gully dive there from Denham King.
Yeah, it was good by Heisman because he worked out the situation pretty well. And this bloke here, he's getting more and more impressive.
Yeah, he's a very good player. So, South are leading all stats.
More and more impressive, is that it?
More impressive, yeah. More impressive.
Yeah.
In he comes. They need this. It's gone shallow again. It's not even going to make the distance. Versace puts the fist into it. She's still on the goal line. A good well done there by LaMonica.
Wow.
Well, he beats 3 South Bunbury players in, and the umpire's conferring.
Oh, no. Has to
Bunbury
be.
don't seem to be worried. It's number of South Bunbury players saying it went through. It obviously didn't go through because he kicked it from 3 or 4 metres. It's a goal. Yeah. The umpires confirmed the score review up on the goal thing. She's all clear.
Review. There you go.
49 Bunbury chip back to 49. Trial South Bunbury 62 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. I can't give you goals and points because
I tell you what,
the advertising's up there.
That would have been frustrating. There was 3 South defenders to 1 LaMonica there, and he burst through and just banged the ball onto his boot from about half a metre out, and I don't know what the confusion looked pretty clear from here. It
was probably, for him, he's a good stoppage player, and that was almost like a stoppage. It was a scrimmage in the goal square.
I think they just wanted to try the new score review, John, on the scoreboard.
10-2, 62, leads 7-7, 49 at the 26.5-minute mark on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. The stats are fairly even. I thought South were got right away, but they've evened up in the last couple of minutes. Bunbury have started to get their hands back on the ball, but they need to keep working because they've got still a fair bit of work to do. Piggott in the middle of the ground. He goes one way or the other. Just pops that ball to centre forward. Good kick. Lane comes out. Takes a good rangy mark above his head.
He's
just
got extendable arms, young Lane.
He's like the gadget man. He goes out wide to Blaine Johnson. He can't take the mark. The ball's rolling towards the boundary. Waldrop picks up. He's well tackled. Good enough to get the handball away. The umpire's, what's he called? Did it go out of bounds or did he call...
You know, when you're talking about that scoreboard pocket, and that's not where that needed to go.
No, they've done that a few times. They've come out of the middle and directed the ball that way. You just, if you're playing, anyone who's played any sort of footy at Hands Oval knows that's where you don't want to go unless you're defending it.
And the forward shouldn't be leading there.
No, exactly right. No. So boundary throw in near the scoreboard. In it comes, 13-point margin. Parsons over top, but well done there by Chitty, I think it was. He just quite couldn't get through. So number of players around the footy, 25 metres out from the Bunbury goal. South had jumped on top, and the umpire said, give it here. Yep. We'll have a ball up 25 metres, 20 metres out.
It was handy goal by the Bulldogs, but they need to hold here a little bit.
Yeah, they need another one. We're running. We don't know how much time has been time on in this quarter, but last quarter...
the 27-minute mark of the second quarter.
28 gone now, so we played 33 in the first. Kerwin, he gets a handball out. He goes towards his player there, the left footer of Walker, I think it was. Good kick down to McKenna Taylor. That was a great kick, actually,
under pressure. He covers some ground too, this McKenna Taylor.
Might have been Creasy there, I think it was. So he's got it half back. He just needs to clear this ball for his team. Good running out there from Oliver. Oh, it's a shepherd off the footy. The umpire, what's he said? No, he said fair enough. Bit of an obvious screen there, probably too obvious, but they dodged the bullet. So Oliver on that far wing, he just puts that up and under. Good mark from Durham. He was 5 deep. No, the ball just held.
That's a great grab.
I thought he was going to get over the top, but the ball held up, and I think that's Nordell. He's at a cracking quarter. Ethan Nordell. I'm sure that's him.
Was it Tommy Gorder?
Oh, no, it's Gorder on that trusty left foot. They look the same. He goes down, and again, that scoreboard side. Waldrop can't take the mark. Good ball over top from Hall. Picked up there by the player in the green boots. I think it's McKenna Taylor. He comes inside to, is that Creasy? It is.
Once
right
again, that's a defensive kick by South. They've got all the play. They should be bringing that down through this area.
Yep, Connor Walker, he's on half-back. He's calling his mate to come at me. Chips the ball over the top. Oh, no, all sorts. So Hall, Field went one hand. Cormac was back over the footy. Free kick there to the South player.
He doesn't get beaten too many times, Jace Cormac.
He's pretty quick. He's pretty quick. So right on that far wing, he's pointing to stay on that boundary side. Bodie Nordell, just a 20-metre chip down that line. Almost hard up against the boundary line. South just holding on to the footy. We're ticking down 30 minutes. Long kick in front of that scoreboard again. Who's in the best position? I'll tell you what, there is mark of the day. That is, put that down to Tyson Lane. He launched from about 7 deep. He come off the runway. He just let go. Went over the top of all comers.
Make
took
a
great
down,
mark
Johnny,
in front
for CPR outdoor centre mark of the day.
That certainly was.
That's nearly the mark of the season.
There'll be no beating that. That'll feature on a few social media posts. That was an absolute ripper,
Even
as
got
they
our
say.
cameraman grinning. He must have got a good shot of that.
You can see him coming. He was he had the ride of his life coming into that. The ball sat nicely. He's gone back as it carried. Now on the goal line, tippy fingers off the tippy top. Tippy fingers of Durham. She's gone over the line for a behind. 10-4, 64, lead 7-7, 49 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard.
Wherever you're watching around on the SEN app or listening, that was an absolute cracker from Tyson Lane.
Push replay and go and watch it at half-time.
Have a look at that. I think Dean Lomax just put it up on the replay screen.
So Kerwin goes out to that scoreboard side again. Almost the Bunbury player tried to get over the top. Walker's trying to win the loose ball. He can't. He's wrapped up by Chitty on the 50-metre arc of the South Bunbury forward. And Bunbury wrap it up. They're trying to clear the defence.
Geez, you'd only dream about getting up that high.
And he glided across the top of him as well.
It was like a long jump, high jump all put together.
You can see it coming, and he got the ride of his life. So Bunbury, run over there, Oliver by his own teammate. The ruckman in Durham just slapped that on the boot. I think it was him. Bunbury over and out now. Is it Taylor, one way or the other? Not a lot to kick to. Squeeze that ball inside. Good kick. It was a good kick. LaMonica needs to move that ball quickly, but there's nothing to kick to. And as you can hear the siren in the background, we have half-time at Hands Memorial Oval. 10-3, 63. Lead 7-7, 49 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. A handy 14-point lead to South Bunbury. They flipped it around by 33 points in that quarter, trailing by 19 to lead by 14. So a very, very good quarter by the league leaders, South Bunbury.
A very entertaining first half, all up in front of a very good crowd at a magnificent day at Hands Oval. We'll be back after the break. And welcome back to Hands Oval with what has been a magnificent first half of football. Two separate quarter halves because Bunbury took off and they played outstanding in the first quarter. And then South, they upped the ante in the next one. So we have 10 goals, 3, 63 to South Bunbury. Bunbury 7 goals, 7, 49. Pretty entertaining, John, but gee, South Bunbury flipped it over a little bit. The wind is out there, but not that strong.
Yeah, they just early on they got the centre clearances, and then as the quarter went on, they were able to get their link up through a couple of times on this wing. Cormac, Piggott run through. They look to be running on top of the ground and getting their style of footy. Where in the first quarter, Bunbury wouldn't allow them the space. Every time they got hands on ball, they were brought to ground. They couldn't get any over the top, any fluency. But now they're just sort of working into the groove, and Bunbury now have to come back and answer the challenge. And otherwise, it might not look so good at three-quarter time. But they're there. They steadied in the last 5 or so minutes of the quarter. They had a couple of opportunities that went begging, and it's 14 points, so
there's nothing.
They're in the game, but they've got to get back to doing what they've done in that first quarter.
This is a halftime chat thanks to the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill. Hope you're enjoying it up there on the big screen if you're watching it, and wherever you might be sitting around the world watching the SEN coverage, because it has been a beauty. Just wondering. South looked flustered in that first quarter. They couldn't hit their targets. They looked a little bit not sure whether to go, and then when they did go, they went probably a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
But they found their little bit of finesse in that second quarter.
Yeah, players like Ethan Nordell, he owned that second quarter. He got thrown into the ruck, undersized, probably didn't really win any ruck knocks, but it was around the ground. He probably had 5 or 6 kicks across half back. He took a couple of good intercept marks. He then went forward and linked up. So, you know, he's probably been a little, as you said, he's been a bit quieter this back end of the year, but today he really stood up in that second quarter. You know, Goiter off half-back started to get involved in the game on a rebounding factor. Cormac was very good on that far wing a number of times. Even here, like that, them 50-50 balls, just throw a boot at it. Just get the ball forward.
Even Cormac's got the ability to do, when he's out of position, he can still turn himself back into position. So it's very handy in that sort of aspect of it. The ruckman, and I think Horsman and Horton, the two H's as you call them, they're having a terrific duel. But before we go to another break, that mark was outstanding.
It certainly was.
All right. Thanks to the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back for the second half of the second semi-final. Bit of work to do. They fought back, still trailed by 14 points after the South Bunbury. Well, they had a magnificent second quarter after being overrun in the first quarter. The league leaders, John, or as they finished on top of the table, they hadn't been beaten through the home and away season, under a bit of pressure in that first quarter, but fought back pretty well. Yeah, probably when you look at it and you see how they played in that second quarter, you probably put it down to just being a bit rusty, I suppose. As we said, they had a few guys out over the last few weeks, and that's always a little bit of a worry that you haven't fielded. Your fine-tuning hasn't been there, so it took them a quarter. Probably lucky that they weren't further behind, but once they got going, you can see why they're the superior side. But in saying that, the game's still there. It's up to Bunbury now. Just looking, you know, a couple of guys they really need to get going is, you know, Berra Clough, as we said, the last few weeks he's been really good. I know he was crook last week, whether he's still got the effects of that. They need to get him more involved because he was, you know, for a few weeks there, he was linking up from back forward through the middle. He was getting a lot of the football. They need guys like him and a couple of other guys running with him. You know, Creasy now has to come through the middle of the ground and start linking up. He's got to work harder to get more footy. It'll be interesting to see what Julian Burgess, a very astute coach, what he does with Creasy. Creasy's had a bit of the footy as well. Yeah. Well, I mean, right now you wouldn't worry about it, to be honest. I wouldn't worry too much about it. They've got back to where they need to be, getting enough footy of their own. They're starting now. They're even up the stoppage work and things like that. The player that's really had a big impact, and he's hit the scoreboard a few times, is young Waldrott as he runs in front of us. I thought his game, you know, early in the first quarter he kicked that goal. He bobbed up here and there, but that second quarter he was a true half forward. Like he went up to the midfield, but he was dangerous. I remember watching him a few times last year. He just ripped opposition to bits, and today he's back to that sort of form. So, you know, they've had a few, I said, young Ethan Nordell's playing the footy that we know he's capable of. So they've had a lift out of guys that have been down a bit. Now Bunbury need to get that lift out of a couple of their guys that probably we know that they can give a bit more, or we know what they're capable of, and they're just probably not quite there. So if they can get that, then this game can go to the line. If they don't, then it could get, you know, it won't get any easier for them. South Bunbury back out on the ground as we run through the goal kickers for South Bunbury. Kate Waldrott has 3, 2 to Blaine Johnson, 1 to Lane, 1 to Pedley, 1 to Chitty, 1 to Riley and 1 to Nordell. Pretty even spread of goal kickers there for Bunbury. Harry Creasy has 2, LaMonica has 1, Taylor has 1, Horton has 1, King has 1, and Niski has 1. Tell you what, they're spreading the goals around a bit, aren't they, John? Yeah, well, it's because I say the Horton and the Horsman deal has been pretty much 50-50. They haven't had a solid avenue into attack, so that's why the goals, you know, it's ground ball, things like that. It's harder for them to get goals. Well, it has been the scoring end of the city end, which Bunbury are kicking to in this quarter. So they'd like to get a few on the board early, and the stoppage work, which was all Bunbury to start with in that first quarter, evened up a bit in that second quarter, and probably South got on top. And once South get the ball into that forward line, it's a pretty potent forward area. Yeah, that's been their strong point all year, and as I said, like Bunbury were able to rob them of that in the first quarter, but as we've seen in the second quarter, they're able to flip that around, and the scoreboard ticked over pretty quickly for them. So, as I said, centre clearances and just get it deep, get it in ugly, whatever you got to do, but just from Bunbury's point of view, they can't afford to let South go forward. Well, the winner of this books themselves a seat in the 2024 Grand Final. The loser will be back here next week to take on a fired-up Donnybrook side. So a lot on the line for these two sides. We're not very far from a start into the third quarter as the goal umpire's doing something down there. He's getting a couple of kicks himself while we're waiting to start there, John. We're just looking at the 6-6-6. And if you want to do yourself a favour, have a look at the replay of the Tyson Lane mark just before half-time of this game. It's an absolute beauty. This is SEN Spirit, and this is John Bajetta for the start of the third quarter.
Up they go. Durham hits the ball towards field. He's taken it. He's wrapped up. This ball's going to get up and under. No, the umpire's called a hold. So they'll get the first clearance. He wheels and goes. Again, out towards that magnetic scoreboard. Oh, good mark there by Parsons, did he? No, play on's the call. But he gets up, handballs out, but Cormac's there. He handballs to his player there in Galloway, I think it was, and he squeezed that ball along the line towards Mitchell Bain. He takes the mark 60 metres from his defensive goal. He just goes over the top towards Chitty, I think it is, on that far wing, right up against the boundary line. He's looking for options. What's he going to do? One way or the other. Now he's going to chip inside. Big Pedley, he takes a good mark in front of the smaller player in Connor Walker.
It's been a great duel for Southern Lock and Security.
Yep.
Pedley up against Duran.
Now he plays on, he just dollies it up, puts it on the head of Waldrop. That's a good mark by Cade Waldrop. No, play on's a call.
Might have hurt him too.
He certainly did. He landed on his bum, as they say. So, young Bilsich, that was a free kick, was it? Ooh, I thought that might have been a chop of the arms to McKenna Taylor.
I thought Waldrop done enough there, but he ended up, he's back up and running, which is a good sign for him. Very awkward landing.
It certainly was.
Only a 3 for the landing, I think. There,
it was a belly flop, or back flop. So boundary throw in about 60 metres around, 65 metres from the Bunbury goal on that far side, scoreboard flank, pocket, whatever you want to call it.
Over there
somewhere. So Ruckman at it. Durham and Pedley. Durham puts a big fist in it. Who's going to win the race? He's going to follow up on his own ball. He gets there first, but it's going to beat them all out of bounds, and she's going to roll out almost where the 50 crosses the arc, the boundary.
Bit of a staged start to this third quarter.
63 plays 49 if you've just tuned in on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. South Bunbury with a 14-point advantage.
Thanks to Lindmark Berry Equipment too for your support.
Boundary throw in. No one can win it. Oh, well done there by Walker, but he's well wrapped up. Was it high? No. Well wrapped up there.
And Geograph Industrial Supplies too.
So, bit of a stalemate. She's out there again. Pedley and Durham. Pedley this time. No one can take it. Number of players around it. Someone just tried to soccer that out. Now it comes out there to the Bunbury player. He's well wrapped up and taken aground by a couple of South Bunbury players, and we'll have a ball up right in front of the scoreboard. We've been playing 2 minutes, early stages of the third quarter. 63 plays 49 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. Durham again, he plays on. The fist out, dropping the ball, is it? It's a South Bunbury kick. So the player there in Walker, he's been fairly busy in these stoppages. He's been very, very good today.
He's a good player. He's starting to put games together, fly in, fly out, so he's missed every second one.
Chips that ball, but Chitty's going to intercept and take a good mark in front of the leader.
That's a nice intercept mark too for Chitty. He read that pretty well.
He did. So deep in the back pocket, he's called to play on. He's got
a lack of run for him.
Yeah, and now he's kicked that out on the full, has he? He has. So he's 60 metres out. Bit of a stagnant start.
Yeah, you blame Chitty for that, but there wasn't much up front of him.
No.
You probably don't need to kick it out on the full.
So I think that was Heisman just banged at the top of the goal square. A number of South players go up. Bunbury player picks up. He's well tackled, brought to ground, and the umpire still over ball up on top of the goal square. So
there's someone in a bit worse for wear down there too. A Bunbury player at the bottom of the pack. There's a bit of concern looking at him.
Couple get up gingerly. Still there on the haunches. Bit of a stalemate. Someone's hit their head by the look of it. I can't see who it is.
Yeah, I know a few players were looking at him.
It's Harry Creasy, actually. That's not good for Bunbury. That ankle doesn't look the best.
He's trying to, he is very tender on it.
I reckon by the time he runs another 10 or 15 metres, it'll loosen up. He's proppy, but he'll be right. They build him tough. So, what's the umpire going to do? He doesn't have to wait for him. Throw it up, as he does, on top of the goal square. Horsman and Horton, no one can take it. Loose ball coming, good tackle on the South
Try calling that one, John.
I've actually got it down.
In the night, weren't they?
Just about stutter. Have a shot. Ball up again on top of the goal square. Horton this time hits it down. No one can take it. Horton goes in again, but he's scrum tackled, and we'll have a ball up. Still inside that goal square for the Bulldogs.
Harry Creasy getting a bit of assistance.
It probably did look a little. I thought he might have, once he took them a couple of steps, how that stinger goes away, but it's not.
Harvey Norman interchange bench. No, he's probably got more property as he's got closer.
Yeah, he has. So Horton, he's taken, no, it wasn't Horton, it was Durham. He's taken the ground. Woods it was. So number of players, Denham King, I'll take 4. So Barraclough comes on. So he's going to have to get in there and use his bullocking style of play, and it might actually suit the Bulldogs. Go again, slap back, number of players again. That ball's almost on the line. No one can take it. South Bunbury over the top of it. What's the umpire going to play?
Just for our sake, they need to clear that, don't they? There's players everywhere.
This is what happened at the end of the first quarter, and the kick come out and Bunbury were on the end of it, so they'll be hoping to take same thing. We're almost right on the goal line here. Ball up again, push and shove. No one can take clean possession. There's again a number of players, probably 20 players around his footy. Now it comes loose. Denham King, he tries to shrug a tackle. He's taking the ground, and what's the umpire said? Give it here. We'll take, is it? Yep.
Yep.
So we're about 20 metres out.
It was like a rugby scrum, just grabbing a bit of yards.
Yeah. Oh, there's a hold off the ball there. What's the no one's... I thought the free kick might have been paid, so no one can take the footy. Niski run over top of it. Now Bunbury, one way or the other. Handball goes towards Woods. He can't pick it up. Heisman was it. On the left foot, just goes up and under, but she floats across the face of goal, and she floated right across the face. Did it for out on a... No, just snuck in for a behind. So 7-8-50.
Gee, we needed that, John.
Yeah, I just got to get out. I couldn't see. There was too many players around there. You're trying to call who was
getting it. That's on the Geograph Industrial Supply scoreboard. 10 goals, 363. South Bunbury, 7 goals, 850 to Bunbury.
Keep talking, Croney. I'm going to write that
as
down.
We're waiting for Gorda to bring the ball back in for South. He's been kicking it long all the time, but he's going to go out to the scoreboard wing. Rooster high.
Side, but Kerwin's in best position to mark this. He takes the front. The big fist from Durnham. Now a number of players. Niski picked it up. He's taken the ground. Now they're fairly willingly tackling out there, which is good to see.
We're looking for a Bunbury Mower service tackle of the day, but when they're all in there, it's a bit hard to pick.
It's pretty hard. It's very hard.
Josh Daniels will get that one for us this afternoon.
Ball up. Who's going to run on it? Berraclough. He now gives it to his teammate there in Bill.
Get under that.
Up and under. Oh, well done there by Jet Woods. He just comes out, makes that footy his own, but he wheels out to that dead pocket in the scoreboard pocket again. He run himself into trouble. Handball over the top. Now is it Chitty? He trips over on the boundary line right in front of the scoreboard. 6.5 minutes tick down.
Gee, Woods did very well there. Yeah. He just didn't stop and have a look
He's
back.
A left footer, isn't he? I think. And he wheeled onto his right. He put himself, because there was dead pocket. He had nowhere to go. Couldn't hook it back.
That's that big magnet over that scoreboard.
Yeah. Just had to open up fat side, hit the top of the goal square. Boundary throwing in front of that scoreboard. Who is it? Field can't run on the footy. Now player in Bain picks up. He can't take it. Players going everywhere. Pedley can't take it. I think Bain got the quick kick out of the contest, and well done there.
She's gone scrappy at the start of this third quarter.
Has. I think that's Jamin King on that far side. 65, 70 metres out from his home goal. Again, he's going to drive it to that dead pocket. Comes in a little bit more inboard. Number of players slip over. Versace can't take what he should have taken, but he's got to push in the back, has he?
Yeah, he got help forward.
He certainly was. He gives the handball across to Goyder, is it? He just squeezed that inside. Oh, it's got to come back. Luckily, because... What's happened here?
Not quite sure, but now we're
it's
away.
Called play on. So is that Galloway? He has a bounce. He chips it out wide here to Sawyer, is it? He runs down the line. He chips the ball in front of Blaine Johnson. He just moves the player there and Renton off the ball. He runs onto it. He's
a bit of pace from the big fella.
Good play. Just puts that into the hot spot. Who's going to win it? Bunbury got a 5-on-1 here. What way is it going to roll? Goes to Durnham. He handballs back to Perks. Now he's got time and space because Durnham offered a good shepherd. Ball goes down the line towards Connor Walker. Good ball from Waldrop. He keeps his feet. Gives the ball inside. Over the chip kick from Riley. Out the back is Lane. He just comes out. But well done there by Renton. And he's paid a mark. I think it was more for effort than the mark because it spilled out. But it was a real good effort. He had to go because Lane was going to mark that on his chest 30 metres out. So Renton just spears that ball into Kerwin, still inside defensive D.
Gee, we're waiting for it to break up. It's just been like a scrum.
It has been stagnant for this 6 or 7 minutes. Bunbury are trying to be careful, but they can't afford to be. They've got to be They've got to be brave here. Berlini goes down the line in front of Durnham. He can't take the footy. Pedley picks up. He handballs back. He's at Nordell. He squeezes the handball to Cormac. He just chips that down the line over towards Bain. But well done by Trey Field taking a mark, diving away from him.
For Trey Field.
He tries to come back inside. He does. He's got Denham King there. They need to get going. They've got to get whatever use this breeze has. They've got to move it quick, and this time he does. In the Horton direction. It's going to go out the back here. Versace brings it forward. Horton wins the race. The footy. Oh, Lux of Fortune. Heisman's over the top of it, isn't it? It's Taylor. He just dribbles that ball. He dribbled it through. Did he dribble it through? No, he didn't. It grazed the post, rolled across the left-hand side of the post.
I was going to say a nomination for the CPR Outdoor Centre Mark of the Day, but gee, I reckon that's already in the book.
Yeah, that's it. Give that one up. We'll go on to the next one. So 7-9-51, trail 10-3-63 on the Geograph scoreboard as Goyder plays on. He runs and chips that ball in towards Horsman. Marks on a defensive 50. He handballs the ball back to the player there in Nordell, I think it was. Cormac gets a loose ball. Good smother coming through from Niski. Cormac's back in there. Goes to ground. Pedley bends over. There's a free kick. Yep. Play on now. The umpire's called play on. Bain, he picks up a ball. He's called to play on. He just hacks that down towards half forward. Bourne being quiet. Bellini gets in front. Bourne tries to work him off, and he does. Hands in the back, is it? No, he's paid the mark.
Not quite. Oh, did he?
Yeah, he paid the mark.
Oh, here's a go.
He's got a loose. Waldrop. I don't know why no one's on him. He's kicked three. He's caused
Once
all
again,
sorts of
everyone
dramas.
was looking to see what that decision was, and Waldrop dropped back.
Yep.
Gee, you think you'd have a shot from there, Cade Waldrop?
He just chips that inside until Riley just led his opponent to the footy. Marks it uncontested, 35 metres out, almost directly in front. And just awareness, general awareness. Bunbury's player dropped his eye off the footy and let his opponent go.
Well, I think they all thought Waldrop was going to have a kick for that, and I did as well, but Riley just right spot. A nice lead too. Just
keep presenting and you just never know. And if he drops off, he got an easy shot at goal. So in he'll come. He'll kick from about 35, 40 metres out. Slide angle on the left boot, he comes in. Direct kick, low, direct, and straight over the goal umpire's head. The Tigers get another one on the scoreboard. When she clicks over, we'll have a look and see what it is.
That's the second goal for Riley this afternoon, who's been pretty damaging.
11-3, 69, lead 7-9, 51 at the 10.5-minute mark of the third quarter.
That's on the Geograph Industrial Supplies scoreboard.
So Bunbury went in, they went in, chipped away, going in for no result. South go in once, and all of a sudden they hit the scoreboard and make them pay. So the turnovers, Bunbury have just been a little bit loose with the ball this quarter. A few more turnovers on their end, enabled South to get hold of some loose ball there. They had some one-on-ones and just were able to draw a ball.
Thanks to the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill for the stats, and thanks to our stats man this afternoon for supplying us with them.
Back in the middle of the ground, Durnham over the top he goes. Crane's going to work on it, doesn't know. If Durnham follows up, well done, big fella. Now Denham King, he picks up a ball. He just hacks that forward. Who's going to win the footy here? Well done there by Galloway as it took a good mark across the front of the oncoming traffic. Now he just squeezed that ball towards Bain. On the defensive 50, he comes out wide to Cormac. Bunbury are sort of just running flat-footed, or if that makes sense. They're not running much at all.
Yeah, they threw a fair bit of energy into that first
South
couple of minutes.
Just starting to spread now and getting away. Veraclough and Pedley have clashed. And Bain, what's he paid here? He's paid a free kick to... he's paid a free kick to Veraclough. I think that was... they both weren't sure who was going where. Horton comes out. This time he takes it in the bread basket. That was a better effort. Has he paid it? He has. He's marked
he turned his body inside then and just protected the ball.
He did.
Bit of experience. There's nothing Horsman could do there. Barraclough, a good kick. Straight to percentage there. Not quite sure what happened. Pedley and Easman got tied up and the kick went to Bunbury. So Big Joel Horton will be after his
he'll need to kick
second goal for this afternoon.
Yep. So a bit of fizz has gone. It's just been an arm wrestle.
Meandered into after what was a fantastic first half. It's meandered a little bit in the start of this third.
So Horton, he'll kick from right on 50. Direct approach. He's hooked that to the left. It hasn't come back enough. And a good mark down there on the goal line to Goiter, is it? Drives that ball down towards Horsman. He marks just inside the defensive 50. On this top side in front of the new stand. What's he going to do? He's got a runner outside in Crane. He elects not to use him. Now he's called to play on. Comes down the line, Pedley and Durnham. Durnham in the back. Play on's a call. Out the back. Well done there by Cormac. He beats the tackle.
An inside-out handball.
Towards Chitty. He just chips that ball to Waldrop. He slips as he goes. Bilsich now. The ball's a bit tight to take. He good handball inside to Perks. He just flicks that towards Bellini. He handballs inside to Kerwin. Now they got some run. They got a loose on that far side in Trey Field. He needs to take this and go, son. Numbers are back. Pops it over the top towards... there's a free kick in the goal square, is there? There's a free kick in the goal square for a hold. I don't know who's going to take it. But it's gone all the way down to the goal square, and it's Parsons. He's going to be the recipient, so you would think he'd be kicking this from the top of the goal square.
Yes.
Is it Parsons, or is it going to be Horton? No, it is Parsons. I can see Horton doing up his shoelaces, but young Parsons will make a... let's hope he does, for the sake of the game. So he will now go back and try and slot this through young Baden Parsons. If his side ever needs one, it is right now. So in he comes. Direct approach, and if you could shank it any worse, you could not possibly believe it.
Wow, normally a very good kick of the footy too is young Parsons.
Yep.
It was
So 7-10-52, trail 11-6, 11-3, 69 on the Geograph Industries Supplies scoreboard. That just knocks the wind straight out of the sails of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, 7-10 for the Bulldogs too, and That one there probably should have went through.
Yeah, that hurts. That's the deal breaker. So Goyder, he plays on. He just drives that ball on that far side. Nordell in front. Bericloff, that was a good mark. They need to move this down. He does. Denham King, he chips inside, but out comes there. Galloway puts the double fist in the ball. Beats Bilsich. Now Cooper Niski comes in. Waldrop is strong over the footy. Niski picks his pocket. He gets a quick handball out. Now what have we got to hold? Back to Waldrop. Just little things. You got to be 110% on. If you're going to get back into the game, you can't afford mistakes. So we've got Ziska. He just chips over the top. In front of us here, we've got the player there in Riley. He now wheels onto the left boot. He looks towards the Blaine Johnson direction. Out the back there is Hutchison. He's coming on the ground. No one can take it. The Bunbury player spoil himself. Bourne, he's going to win the race to the footy. Bericlough takes in the ground. Over the top he goes. Play on's a call. Bericlough handballs out there to Williamson. He just drives that down the line towards Durnham. Good mark from Travis Durnham on that far wing. Still, is it Durnham? It's Parsons, is it? Now he goes one way or the other. He gets around Versace. Drives that down towards player there in LaMonica. They're retaining the footy, but they need to move it quicker. They need to be more direct. Up and under. Horton at the back of Horsman. Now he goes one hand. He can't mark it. Heisman just casually rolls into the contest. Not hard enough. He could have got a ball there, but Horsman dragged it in, and now we'll have a ball up about 25 metres
Richie
around.
Bourne's on his haunches back here. Might have copped one in the mid-drift.
Yep. So the Bulldogs, 25 out from their goal, hard up against the scoreboard boundary. What can they do? Well, Heisman goes in low, is it? No, it wasn't Heisman, but whoever it was is wrapped up, and we'll have another ball up.
Bunbury just staying close enough if they're good enough.
If they need a score. They need a score on the board. They need more urgency. Now it's rolling towards the Bulldog goal. Heisman and is it Sawyer? He picks up. He handballs to himself just inside a field of play.
Done that well.
He's done that very well. Now he's under pressure. Gives a handball to Piggott. He goes one way or the other. Now he squeezed that kick down the line. Bunbury 2-on-1. Parsons in the best position to mark, and he does.
Yes.
Still 70 metres from their goal. Now there's a kick way back 25, 30 metres out from goal. Oh, no. Has it been a turnover, has it? So Bunbury had the kick for the mark through Parsons. The ball's been turned over 50, 60 metres off the play, and Pedley takes the free kick. So down that far wing goes towards his teammate. Johnson's come a long way up the ground on the wing. He wheels inside. Hutchison comes up. He mokes his way to the front. He couldn't take the mark. Oh, well done there by Hall, but he's wrapped up straight away by Bourne and a tackle, and he's going nowhere. We'll have a ball up almost.
Players got to be very careful about this discipline.
Yeah.
Hamish Hall's coming off. Oh, Harry Creasy coming back on.
Back onto the ground,
good to see him back there after that ankle.
They need him. So the Bulldogs, can they work the ball forward? They do. Now Bilsich, can he take it and run, son? Lay the ears back. He drives that ball, but inside, in front. Nordell couldn't mark it. Now Heisman, can he do something? He needs to. That's a horrible looking kick across his body. She's gone out of bounds on the full, and that sort of sums up the day.
A beautiful spoil by that bloke in the white hat behind the goals. We'll give him a stat for that.
So Versace will take the relieving kick. Dylan had more time then. He should have done better. His side needs him, and he didn't play the percentages. Anyway, Versace works that ball down towards Pedley. Good spoil from Parsons, but Pedley works his way back on and takes a mark, did he? Has the umpire played it?
Yeah, I reckon he has. Something
the ball's
going on.
There's a blood rule.
There's a blood rule.
Tell you what, there's been more stops at the train station at the moment.
It's been a bit confusing at times, isn't it?
You're watching the play, you can hear the whistle, and the off umpires are doing more work than the
Who's this coming off?
Team.
Denham King to the Harvey Norman interchange bench, is it?
Durnham.
Travis Durnham.
So Niski will take his spot, and Pedley did take the mark. He's on the defensive 50. He's got the ball in front of the scoreboard. So if you're watching at home.
Looking for a WA Carpet Supermarket best on ground this afternoon. A few players putting their hand up for that.
They certainly have. So the ball goes down that wing now. Bunbury have the numbers out here. Bellini's wrapped up. Good tackle there from Nordell. Now who can win it? Hall tries to go through for the Bulldogs. He's brought the ground. Number of players willingly. It was a fairly solid tackle out there. She's rolled out of bounds, and we're going to have a throw in. There's a bit of a Bronx cheer up the top.
Bit of heat in the kitchen thanks to Half House.
So we've got a boundary thrown right on that far side. 69 plays 52.
I reckon we've got a kick out there, John.
Yep.
There's a kick to...
looks like Riley, I think it is. He just comes back towards Galloway. Conceding ground, but to retain possession to try and open it up.
I don't know about that because they didn't have anything to go to once they got back.
No. But anyway, on that left foot, he goes back to where the ball come from. Over the whack. Oh, one way or the other, someone was going to get hit. Oh, that is
Bodie Nordell, I reckon, got the end of that.
To the Bunbury player because he come out, it was Creasy with full intent. Oh, it wasn't Bellini. He come out to mark the footy, and it was just courage from both players. One was going back, one was coming forward. Now the quick handball goes to Bourne. They put themselves under a bit of pressure there, but they got the loose out on the boundary. Goiter, he just shows the footy.
I was trying to get that stinger out of his leg, but it's not working too well.
So Galloway on the wing. Now he switches the ball back in the middle towards Ethan. This game's going, if you're listening, it probably doesn't sound too crash hot, but it's become very stagnant. Now Versace inside the centre square. He comes outside to Sawyer. He's got loose here in Siska. He runs towards 60 metres, goes to the top of the goal square. Parsons in the best position to mark, brings the ball to ground. He doesn't want to take it. He does. Bilsich just hacks that out towards Xavier Williamson. He needs to do a bit more for his team. Hacks that over the shoulder. Heisman's got to beat 3. He's led to the footy there by Wright. Just chips that ball down the line towards Siska. He takes it. He just bounces off traffic, chips the ball down towards Waldrop. He's having an absolute field day. He wheels inside. Johnson comes up at him. Well done by Renton. Now Parsons picks up a loose ball. They're just moving flat-footed, or they're moving flat-footed, if that makes sense. Bunbury are very stagnant. They've lost all method in there.
The whole game has just gone a bit stagnant, hasn't it? A lot of the runners gone out of it.
There's absolutely no run, if that makes sense. Anyway, that was a horrible kick, and down there Siska drops what he should have taken. Now he runs onto a loose ball. He quickly handballs that to Waldrop. He stays strong over the footy. He's tackled by Creasy and brought to the ground. What's the umpire going to pay? He said, give it here.
He's strong over the footy, Waldrop, isn't he?
He's very strong. So right in front of the interchange box. 69 plays 52. The Tigers with a handy 17-point lead. 21-minute mark of the third quarter on the Geograph Industrial Systems scoreboard. Richie Bourne, can he break from the contest? He's good enough to get the handball to Nordell. That's dropping the ball, son. It is. Now Connor Walker picks up, plays on, gets the handball forward to Denham King. They need to go long, go direct. He now gets around Goiter, but he's forced to go up and under. It chips inside towards Horton. Wright does well, but in the face of Horton, and the umpire said you can't do that. Probably lucky in a way, but Horton will take a kick from 55 metres out. Now he plays on quickly. He has to have a kick. That's a better kick. Will the wind bring it back? No, it won't. Stays left. It stays left, and it stays left all the way, and spalts through, and she's gone for a minor score.
Got a bit of distance with it too, as Hutchison comes off in the Harvey Norman interchange bench. And I tell you what, some of the players are struggling a little bit out there.
I was watching that before, and there's a couple, I didn't call them, but I thought, let's see if he keeps running. They did. They kept going, but I think the sting has gone. We're a long way from home, but the sting has gone out of the ground. So the kick comes out to Warren Horsman. He takes a half volley. He handballs back to his teammate in Ethan Nordell. Now he gives it to Wright. Gives it back to Nordell. They're under mucking around with that. He's dropping the ball. Creasy stands up in a tackle, but he was rewarded, so he can go back and take his kick.
Good to see him back out there after limping off with that ankle. Yep. As you said, Johnny, you just need to run it out a little bit.
Yep, so he'll be right on the quota, whether he'll get the journey or not, but whatever wind he's got, he just spears that good-looking kick. Bilsich tripped. It would have hit him on the chest. It did hit him on the chest, but he tripped as he went for the mark. Now they're in all sorts. King can't take it. There's a throw, was it? Yep, it was called. So Denham King, they've had a few pot shots from here. They need to kick one. To say that would be an understatement.
Well, Denham King,
someone is not happy.
A very good kick of the footy.
I don't think the journey will be the problem. So
it just keeps Bunbury back in this.
Yeah, it's only 16 points at the 23 minute. That's a good-looking kick. It's going to hit the post, is it? It is. It just grazed the left-hand side of the post.
No, he's going to have another shot. The umpire's brought it back.
So Lux of Fortune.
A little bit of confusion going on out here this afternoon.
I don't know who's more confused, him out there or the bloke behind us that's yelling.
It'd be nice to get in that media box, don't it?
Yeah. Anyway, take 2. So he knows he can get the journey.
Well,
that's not
right.
a problem.
He just pushes it out to the right a bit more, and he'll be right to send this one home.
So he's angled around. He's gone left
again.
He did
the opposite,
He's
John.
gone shallow again to the left, and same result. So
thanks to Geograph Civil for your support this afternoon. Because there's no around the grounds this afternoon. No. We normally do that with the Geograph Civil. And MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB.
So 69 plays 54 on the scoreboard at the almost 24 minutes played. So I don't think this will be an overlong quarter, although the ball's gone over the fence a couple of times as that gentleman hands the ball back.
We sort of need to shorten them up. We've got a timeout at the end of the day.
We might not get the last 5 minutes of the game in Craney. It might be a red time, as they say.
Our man in the studio will be looking after that.
So Tommy Goiter down that far side as he has all day. Well done there by Walker. Put his body on the line to intercept the mark to the South Bunbury player and Riley was going to take.
Good player, Walker. He's been a good pick-up.
He's had a good game today. He's put his body on the line. He gets up a bit gingerly.
He does that all along, though, doesn't he? He's a good, hard-running midfielder.
So Bunbury just seem to have, numbers have dropped away around that contest. South look to have the extra. So Parsons and Pedley. Parsons works his way to the front. Who's going to win the knock? Pedley just grabs it. Now his handball goes forward, but who's going to run onto it? But South have the numbers. Cormac, good handball over the top. Wall drop. There he goes again. Comes back inside. A good kick towards Bodie Nordell. He gives it back to Wall drop. He just keeps running. He goes down towards Tyson Lane. 60 metres out from his goal on that far side. He's looking for a runner inside. Johnson comes up and then he goes back. The kick's a good kick. South have got the numbers out the back here. And Blaine Johnson stands his ground and can't take it. He's tackled from behind. He's brought to the ground. He's tackled high, was he? He was tackled high.
He's been paid it.
Yep. The umpire was in the best position and he's 30 metres out. They're almost directly in front. And I would say, Craney,
Bunbury would be ruin their shots at goal, wouldn't they? 7-12 to 11-3.
He kicks this and we're a long way out from home, but this will be the sealer, one
it's
would
just
say.
the run's gone out of the game, which is unusual for a game of Southwest Football League.
So Blaine Johnson, in he comes for number 3, is it?
This will be number 3 for Blaine Johnson if he puts it through.
35 metres out. Lollies it
up,
and it has held its line, and no,
missed.
It hasn't. The way the goal umpire stopped then, I thought she was going on the...
Hey, very casual down there, the goal umpire. Just watch that go straight over the post.
So Kerwin brings the ball back in. He's going to go down the middle of the ground now. Parsons, he's got 2 to beat. Horsman, he's almost marked that. Play on's a call. Nordell is wrapped up. Good small there by Denham King. He gets a handball to Williamson. He just lays into the tackle. That should be dropping the ball. It's not. He made no attempt to try and get around that.
It was good by Waterrod then too. He just corralled that. It would have been easy to give away the kick.
Yep. So just inside the centre square, attacking side for the Tigers. Pedley pushes. No one can take it. Walker's taken on. Play on's the call, and we'll take 2. We'll go again. 16-point margin to the Tigers. Ticking down to the 26 and a bit minute mark of this third quarter. Good knock there from Parsons. A free kick here to Mitchell Bain, I think it is. Just a loose hand. It got him across the shoulder. So inside the centre square. What's he going to do? Blaine Johnson's made the break to the left. Now he's going to come to the right. And Tyson Lane, he's had to prop underneath it. The ball comes in. Johnson now works on it. Into the pocket he goes. Hooks it over his left shoulder. In there is Nordell. That was a good mark. He's dropped it. He's been paid it.
Did he hang on to that?
I don't know. They've let the others go, but that time I think the umpire blew the whistle earlier than the other occasions, thinking that he was going to... It was a good effort as he got rid of his opponent, but as he got rid of him, he went to ground himself and the ball bounced out as it hit his chest. The umpire anticipated he was going to swallow it, and he blew the whistle.
Nordell.
So he'll kick from the top of the goal square, and this time it'll go straight over the goal umpire's head. So finally got a goal for the quarter.
That's Bodie Nordell's first goal of the day, and he worked pretty hard to get that. He may have got a bit lucky there, but it really doesn't matter. It all goes in ebbs and flows, and that's South Bunbury's 12th on the board. They're 12 goals, 4-76. They lead Bunbury 7 goals, 12-54, and it's that straight kicking, John, that's made a bit of the difference. That's on the Geograph Industrial Supplies scoreboard. 27-minute mark of the third quarter in the second semi-final.
Yeah, a handy lead there. They're starting to open up, and a good goal against the run of play. It's be interesting to see if Bunbury had all them moments to have shots on goal and missed and missed and missed. And he said it goes down the other end. And,
well, it's more scoring shots.
Yeah,
they've had more of the footy in this quarter.
Just the ones they had to kick and should have kicked, they weren't able to, and South have made them pay now. So back in the middle of the ground, Riley picks up a loose ball. His handball's loose. Now Berraclough goes in. Well done. It's a quick handball. He gives it back to Riley. He just whacks that on the left boot. Underneath it was Chitty. Has the siren sounds right on three-quarter time. 76 plays 54. A handy 22-point lead going into the last quarter, and South Bunbury looked like booking himself into the 2024 grand final.
Well, that's what the reward is, John. A ticket to the grand final. The loser, they'll go and play Donnybrook. That's the three-quarter time at Hands Oval. We'll be back after the break for the final quarter. It is three-quarter time at Hands Oval in the second semi-final. South Bunbury 12 goals, 4-76, have a handy lead over Bunbury, 7 goals, 12-54. We're not very far away from the start of the final quarter to see who will progress into the 2024 Southwest Football League Grand Final and who will be back here next week to play the Donnybrook Football Club. It's all before them, these two sides. As I said, John, they've got a fair bit of work to do, Bunbury.
Yep, they need to jump out of the blocks and run.
That's all right. Umpire holds the ball aloft This is SEN Spirit, final quarter of the second semi-final, and John Bajetta.
Up they go. Pedley wins the knock. Now Waldrod, as he has done all day, works on the ball. He can't take it. Durnham lies over the top. He tries to knock it out, stacks on the mill, and we'll have a ball up just the side of the centre circle. So Bunbury need to get this clearance, and they need to get it. Cool, the umpires help the ruckman up.
Yeah, very generous umpire, isn't it?
I wonder if it would have been reciprocated the other way around. Bain gets the loose ball, whacks that onto the right boot. He just drifts inside the forward 50. No one can get it now. Out come Nordell. Well done there by Ethan Nordell. He gives it to Cormac, running into that scoreboard pocket. Richie Bourne takes a mark above his head, about 40 metres out, right in front of the scoreboard.
I've been impressed with Ethan Nordell.
Yeah,
he's bounced back. He's one of those players, he's hard to match up on. As I said, he's a reasonably tall sort of fella, but he just can play the ground ball as well. Yeah, he's had a bit. Him and Waldrot have led South Bunbury today very well. Two young players.
Yeah.
Richie Bourne, well, this could hurt the Bunbury Bulldogs.
He's probably been a bit quiet the last few weeks. But, he always looks electric when he gets it, so he only needs to get it a few times, but he probably hasn't had enough of the ball as what he would like. But anyway, in it comes. Not a bad-looking kick, but he's going to hold its line, has it? Nope.
It is a goal to Richie Bourne.
Wasn't a lot of excitement from the boys in the goal score. So maybe that stayed to the right, but
I think that was the Bunbury boys in the
I was looking at the South boys and put the hands in the air, but no, probably thought they've done enough. So anyway, 13-4, 82, lead 7-12, 54 on the Lynn Bearing scoreboard as we tick down to a minute and a half into. So Bunbury really needed to be doing that, but South said no. We're going to take it, and we're going to take it right away from you. So creeping out towards a 28-point lead.
Yeah, it's that accurate kicking, isn't it? I suppose that's good football, isn't it? But 13-4 to 7-12, not much difference in the scoring shots, but a lot on the scoreboard.
Well, as we were just talking off air, Bunbury kicked 5 points in that quarter. Had they kicked 3 goals, the game would have been on. But anyway, Durnham over the top. Who's going to work on it? Waldrot. He just knocks that in front of him, gets it onto the left boot, hacks that towards the top of the goal square. Up comes Nordell. He takes a mark into the middle of the pack, and that typifies the day he's been having. When you're running hot, you run very hot. He marked that in the pack of 5.
And normally he could have had a crack at the CPR or set a mark of the day. He might get second place.
No prize for second.
No, that's a pretty good. We're also looking for a Western All Pair Services goal of the day. Thanks to the Bank of Queensland for your support. Will he put this one in the bank?
I think so.
Time will see. He's had a pretty good day. So
30 out, directly in front, comes in, and she's over the goal. Umpire had to work for it, but he got it. That's another one. 14-4, 88. Leads 7-12. I think it was 54.
That's his second for the day, Ethan Nordell, but it's the work he's done around the ground that's made his day so well. Waldrot's another one who stood up today in the final. They're all young fellas too for the South Bunbury side. Waldrot he's seen the opportunity, laid a big boot into that from the centre circle, and Nordell, well, he done the rest. But South, well, they're going very close to booking themselves a week off.
They're in the grand final, Croney. Bunbury had to do something in that third quarter. They didn't, so now they're just going to watch this last 20 minutes, whack them on the backside a few times, but they've got another chance next week. So back in the middle of the ground. Unless they can pull off a Herculean miracle here. Ruckman at it again. Durnham over the top. Good knock. Again, well done by Riley. Just get that ball forward as he does. Crane's beaten by the bounce, but in there comes the player in, who was it? Chitty. He handballs to Bain. He goes over the top to Waldrop. Onto the left boot he goes. Hooks that over his body. And there you go.
Now.
That was the goal of the day, Croney. Well, it was a fairly close to it because the other one earlier was a good one.
Niski was a pretty good one
but
too.
That was a fairly good effort because he received the handball from Bain. He had 2 players coming at him. He was good enough to prop to his left. He is a left footer. Hook it around and she sailed through.
So you're giving him a nomination for the Western All Pair Services?
That's definitely a close second. I don't think one will beat the first one.
That's number 4 for the day for Kate Waldrop too.
He's had a massive day. So I think Bunbury have a couple of them boys carrying a few niggles. Just looking at them run and just
it's
a couple
been
of guys
a bit of a tough day for them.
I think they might have come in a little bit underdone. Well,
I know a bit of a sickness went through last week's side and they fought back, but it's been pretty solid. I mean, they threw a fair bit into that first quarter, Bunbury.
Yeah. They probably had to get more reward for effort. So Durnham over the top. Out the back comes Piggott. In there goes Durnham again. No, it's Denham King. He's wrapped up right in the middle of the ground. So 94 plays 54 on the Lynn Mac.
See, that gap opened up very quickly in this quarter.
It certainly did. So in the middle of the ground, Bain, he works it forward. Well done, onto the boot, inside out torpedo. When you're running hot, Riley takes a chest mark, wheels around on the left boot, and they're going to bolt this or hit the post. It has hit the post, Lux a fortune.
I was just about to write that one down, John. It took my eye off the footy.
She hit the post, Lux a fortune for the Bulldogs.
But they've done it pretty well, South. They bottled up that third quarter, and then they're going to open up this one. Yeah,
it's almost like you knock the wind out of the sails. Oh, Baines into the back of Walker. No kicks paid. Williamson can't take the footy. Handball comes across to Riley. Goes back on the left foot. Just get under that, boys. Just chips it up. Lane at the back. He can't take it. Now he runs onto a loose ball. Handball goes out there to Nordell. That's just up and under. Someone else who wants it. Well done there by...
That was a good mark.
It was.
Liam Renton.
Renton, yep. Oh, puts Connor Walker under all sorts of pressure. Lux a fortune. He cops one across the chops. Not that he wants that, but he gets a free kick for high, and he'll go back on one leg 25 metres out from his defensive goal. Now he gallops down, kicks that ball wide to his teammate there in Perks. He drops. He was, play on's a call. Well done there by Nordell. Perks just jumps on the footy. Oh, he's lucky there. He spent it before he got it. He spent it. He wasn't even at the checkout. He was still wheeling down aisle 15 and he spent it, Crony. So
a bit of self-serve there, I think he missed.
Denham King gets the kick, goes inside to Kerwin. He marks right in the middle of the ground in front of Jace Cormack. He's got a runner right on the far side in Kupiniski. He finally gets the ball out there. Bourne closes down on him, so he's got to go back around the man on the mark. No, what's he doing? Thought the umpire must have called it back. They've got to move it quick. Kick goes up and under, not the best kick. Horton's in front. Well done by Horsman. Out the back there is a player in Durnan. He just gets out the back to Denham King. He can't make it. He's taken without the footy. Play on's a call. Bunbury just flicking around. Oliver, long handball. Gives it towards Berraclough. He's going to get run down. Good enough to get his boot to ball. Heisman, good spoil over the top there from Goyder. Now Chitty runs out onto the left boot. Comes down the line in front of us. Who's going to win the race of the ball? Tyson Lane works Perks off to the footy. Bunbury have the numbers. Who wants the footy the most? Nordell goes in. He just steps around. He's like a bit of candy in a baby in a candy shop, Crony. He's just doing what he wants there.
He's had a day out, all right.
He certainly has. Riley in the middle of the ground. He's got Cormac out there. Niski goes to ground. Cormac keeps his feet. Foot race on. Field leads him to it. Who's going to get there first? Cormac does. He goes, just pops it back inside. Field keeps his feet. Gets a handball up to Niski. Roll run down there by Lane. Bunbury through Renton. He's got further McKenna Taylor on that far wing. What's he got? Not a lot on offer. Comes inside to the player in Bellini who's followed the ball down from the back line. But again,
it's good to see young players stand up. We're looking for a rising star to Hemp Brothers. But in big matches like this, it's good to see young players stand up.
So the kick not the best, and Horsman, the two H's go to the footy, but Horsman was able to beat Horton. He just chips that ball to Riley on that far half-back flank. Siska's running, handball over the top. South of on the top of the ground. They're running. They've got to run this game out. They've got a week off to get over it. So I think every player will be putting pedal to the metal and trying to get the miles to freshen up then next week. So Bunbury turn it back over. Kerwin, half-back, comes into the middle of the ground. He's got Berraclough. He's going to mark this uncontested. He does. What's he got on offer? That's the biggest trouble. There's nothing on offer. So he's forced to go wide out there towards Durham. He's had a pretty good afternoon. He just chips that inside to Denham King. Again, they're taking no ground. They needed...
Well, that's where they were so good in the first quarter because they were running and spreading.
So Woods, out the back goes Nordell. He's like a falcon almost. Picked up there by Hamish Hall on the left boot. McKenna Taylor uncontested. Versace comes through. Everyone missed the footy. Taylor, he's going to win the race back to the ball. Oh, it's bounced off his boot and got out on the full, has it? Nope. Did bounce off a boot. He's on tired legs, unfortunately. He had a pretty good afternoon, but I can see young McKenna Taylor's run out of petrol tickets.
Yeah, he's. We need to send him to City and Regional Fuels, I think, John.
Go to the premium side. So boundary throw-in about 25 metres around from the Bulldogs' goal. In they go. Woods just works his opponent under the footy. Handballs to Heisman. He's without the footy. It goes in again. No one can take it. Berraclough lays a tackle. Oh, well done there by the player in Connor Walker. He's still at the bottom of the pack. Rights over the top of him, and the umpire said, give it out. 30 metres out, directly in front of the Bunbury goal. We'll have a ball up. So 95 plays 54 on the Linmac Bearing Equipment scoreboard. Time ticking down, 9.5 minutes gone in the last quarter. South Bunbury with 1 3/4 legs into the second semi-final as we've got a ball up again 30 metres out from the Bunbury goal. So, again, a bit of a stalemate.
Yeah, they were challenged in the first quarter, but gee, I tell you what, after that, they've really revved it up as Mitch Bain takes it.
Hacks it out. Perks is in the best spot and he takes the chest mark. He just chips it over the top towards Xavier Williamson. He's had a quiet afternoon. He had a good game last week, but not so much today. Centre forward, just wheels and goes, up and under. Who wants this? South have the numbers. At the back comes Woods, and he just plucks that out of the air as it Parsons.
That's a good
young
grab
Baden Parsons. He come over the top of Horton and Horsman.
Nicely judged, wasn't it?
It was, yep.
Had a shot for goal just a while back and didn't make the most of it.
No,
you just about have a crack at this one.
Well, you know this will go through. It's almost a certainty when it has no bearing. And hopefully for the young fella's confidence, he can put this through. So in he comes. He'll kick from about 35 metres out, almost directly in front. Good looking kick, and she stays true, and it goes over the goal umpire's head. That's a better kick. They go to 8-12-60. They trail whatever it was, 90. So we've got a five goal ball game.
Well, that's how he normally kicks the footy. He's normally a very skillful kick, is Braden Parsons. Just stuffed that one, but that was a nice mark. I like the way he just timed that mark. You could see he had it from a long way back, and the timing was absolutely perfect. Kitten caught it on the high and finished it off nicely.
Yep.
So they need a flurry of them, I think, John.
We've gone 11 minutes. It's 95 plays 60 on the Linmac bearing equipment.
It's going to be a late finish here tonight too.
Yeah, we get overtime. Do we get paid?
I was going to say you what? What's double nothing, John?
Yeah. Double and yeah. So Scotty Jones in the middle of the ground is going to send the ball off again. Durnham and Nordell. Durnham over the top. Smacks it down to Denham King's throat. A bit of noise behind us, Croney. Is it a bit of activity, or is just people having a bit of fun because the game's all over?
Just people having a bit of fun because
it's been a good crowd.
It's been a big crowd in here, yeah.
Certainly has. Durnham again. He goes back. Berraclough, well done. But he's wrapped up straight away by Bain, is it, or Chitty?
I say we'll be back here next week, and the big grandstand will be open. So it'll be interesting to see. Players will like it because the change rooms, they don't have to use those demountables.
So back in the middle of the ground, no one can take it. Well done there by, I've gone blank there. Jethro Berraclough, he handballs back. Williamson, he comes out this side. Hall, he takes it. Oh, he drops what he should have taken. Cormac now, quick to his feet. Gallagher handballs back to right. He goes over the top to Bourne. He'll have a bounce. He doesn't. He checks side. He goes down there to Bodie Nordell. He squeezed that in the pocket. Bullet-like kick, but it didn't carry. Now the South have numbers around it. Lane can't take it. In there goes Bilsich. He gives it over the top towards field, but he missed. Oh, no, I thought he missed his target. But Denham King, he's going to handball long inside to Berraclough. He's under all sorts of pressure. He coughs it up. Siska comes in. Number of players around it. He's taken the ground by field. Now Gallagher picks it up. Squeezes it out to Nordell, is it? He gives it wider to Bourne. He goes one way or the other.
Wasn't going anywhere.
Did not bump. He would have been dropping the ball. Blake Riley picks it up, but he's wrapped up high. And right in front of the centre wing, in front of the crowd, as you can hear, that was high.
You're right there, but the one before the bump
should have been a tackle.
The tackle,
and it was dropping the ball. Right. Exactly. So the long handball goes out to Goyder. He has to prop. On his left boot he goes. Comes down inside towards Ethan Nordell. He can't take it. Now Bain, he's wrapped up. Good tackle by Field. He's going nowhere. 45 metres out on this top side of the South Bunbury goal. 95 plays 60 on the Lindemat Bearing Industrial Equipment scoreboard as we're ticking down to almost 13.5 minutes in this last quarter. Durnham over the top. Bourne goes through. Aerial ping pong. Picks it up, snaps it through, and she's carried. That is a great goal from Richie Bourne. A bit of a quieter afternoon, but that there was all class.
That's his second for the afternoon. Gee, you read that perfectly.
Very well.
We'll have to put him down for a chance for Western Northwest Services goal of the day because that was absolute skill. And, well, he hasn't had the biggest day, but he's always dangerous whenever he goes down there, John. And that's South Bunbury going to end up quite big victors here after what was a pretty tough start, mainly due to some terrific football and straight kicking.
Yeah, and they just haven't eased off. Once they got going late in that second quarter and they really played to the half-time break and they come out in the third quarter, They choked Bunbury down, as you said, and then they've come out this quarter and said, righto, we've got a week off next week. Let's really get the run in our legs and let's really fine-tune. And better doing it out here than
But we've said it all along. If you're going to beat South Bunbury, you need to play four quarters.
4 quarters. So Heisman, he's gone in the middle of the ground. He hacks that ball forward. Taylor meets it. Well done. No one can take it now. Loose ball. Williams' attack without the footy. Play on as the umpire's call. Now they're all over it. Right on top of the 50-metre arc. There's a trip paid. I don't know how that was a trip because they were lying on the ground for 5 minutes before that happened. But anyway, Bunbury through Young Woods, is it? He's got the free kick, 50 metres out. He just chips inside to Horton. He's cooked that, but Joel's going to work onto the ball. He's in all sorts of trouble. He run into his own mate. Yeah, he run into LaMonica. Now right. He picks it up, just gives it to Ziska. That's not 15 metres. Play on's the call. He handballs inside to Galloway. He's got the Falcon. I think the sun was right in his eyes now. Picked up there by Hamish Hall. He has a look at goal. Gets it on. Now there's a wrestle on the goal line. It hasn't... Did it bounce over the top? There's a free kick paid. It's gone to Parsons. He's about a metre out. I think it bounced through. I think they all missed it.
I think it's a goal anyway.
It bounced through. I was going to say, it bounced through anyway. But he got the free kick a metre out. But as we said,
Hall
it
ended up
through.
kicking the goal.
Yeah, it was a good kick. It was well done because he picked it up. He did have a quick look. Luck's a fortune sometimes, favours the brave, and they've squeezed another one through. So
thanks to the Bank of Queensland too, and I reckon it's just about in the bank this afternoon.
Well, it truly is.
And our best defender, we're looking for Garage Doors Southwest. Gee, there's a few of them put their hand up today too.
Yeah.
Hope you got your thinking cap on, Josh Daniels. No?
35-point margin as we tick down almost the 16-minute mark of the last quarter.
Hope you're enjoying it wherever you might be watching the SEN app or listening to it on the radio.
Back in the middle of the ground.
Southwest Football League action.
Parsons and Nordell. Stalemate. Parsons, he gets to take two. Over the top it goes. Chitty's in there. He handballs the Bain. That's dropping a ball. And it is. Umpire Jones Surrell says you can't do that. You had your chance to get rid of it, and you didn't. So in the middle of the ground, he squeezes it out wide to Berraclough. He should run the 50 and just pin the ears back. No, he just chips inside. Good kick, and Lamoka comes out.
Good lead, good kick.
And he's marked 40 metres out. I'm not sure whether to be right on his range.
Already got one this afternoon, Lamonica.
Come in for number 2. He got a handy one at a good time for him, but probably hasn't seen much since then. Anyway, in he comes, hops and skips, puts it up and under. Will she get the journey? She's going to fall short by a couple of metres. Durnham's in front, the big fist. Niski works his way. He's pushed off it again. Now Sawyer takes it. He handballs out wide towards Galloway. He's met pretty heavily. Who's going to run onto the loose ball now? Sawyer, he just soccers that down the line to Gallagher. He gets a handball forward. Sawyer kept running, but Berraclough just comes through like a bull at the gate. Takes the ball, whacks it on the boot, and guess who? Tommy Goyder, uncontested. Read the ball the best. Takes a mark, 25, 30 metres out.
How many marks he takes. That'd be a good stat for the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill. Tommy Goyder's marks.
So he just chips the Horseman 15 metres down the line, deep in that pocket, almost near that big light tower. He goes down the line, misses everything. It goes, rolls over the back, and she rolls out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in at the 17.5-minute mark of the last quarter. 101 plays 66 on the Lindbat Bearing Equipment scoreboard.
Crowd starting to get a bit restless in behind us.
They certainly are. Everyone wants to go home. Not sure that they do want to go home.
I'm not sure. The clubhouse might be pretty full by the look of people behind us.
Yeah, the old bar will be ticking over. Woods takes it out of the air. The handball's loose. Chitty picks up, just hacks it onto the boot, goes towards half forward. Well done there by the Bunbury player. I think it's Bellini. He just come out and
kept
backed himself. Yeah, he did. He done that very well. Chips that ball wide to the far side, puts Niski under pressure, but he's good enough to take the mark. But again, they just lack that connection to move the ball quick like they did early in the game, as you said before, Croney. So he just chips that down the line to Denham King. It's almost like they're playing out to play safe, no injuries.
It looks like South have just about put the queue in the rack.
They've wrapped it up, and Bunbury be the same. You don't want any injuries and then have to be short next week. So Horsman picks it up. He's handball misses.
It's had a good day, Horsman.
Yeah, he's played pretty well. Horton's found it pretty hard. That mongrel kick from right has travelled about 60 metres and just kept floating. And Bodie Nordell's taken a mark out in that centre wing. He chips inside to Blake Piggott. Comes back inside. Have a shot, they say, from behind us. Through there comes Hamish Hall.
From 120 metres.
Jet Woods, he picks up the ball in the middle of the ground. He goes down. He's going to miss everything. And guess who? Tommy Goyder. I think he's got cramped there, Craney.
Yeah, I reckon
he goes down
right.
towards Waldrop. He's done enough all day. He handballs inside. He's going to get it back. Gets a wonder.
He's going
to have a shot. He unloads. He unloads from 65 metres out. And she goes all the way home from downtown. And the boys behind us are pretty happy.
That's his number 5.
That was 5, and that was a great goal.
Not only has he kicked 5 goals, he's done an enormous amount of work around the ground, Cade Waldrop. He is definitely up there for our player of the day.
He's the MOM today, Croney.
The Carver Supermarket best on ground today. 5 goals, and he's done a lot of work around the middle of the goal. Outstanding. Yeah, he's. I reckon I haven't seen a lot of their games, but the ones we've seen, this is by clear his best game of the year, and I know. They were a little bit optimistic when they were going to have a shot from the half-back flank, but when he kicks it from 55.
Yeah, he kicked from downtown, and 17-5, 107, plays 9-12, 66. Up they go in the middle of the ground. Baines had his head ripped off, and the umpire said, yep. And now he elected to play on. He gives it to Chitty. He's going to squeeze that ball towards Nordell, is it? Ethan Nordell. He kicks towards his Hutchison. He can't take it. Play on now. Out comes Lane. He can't take it. Battles the ball. Bunbury player there and Perks. He runs himself into trouble. Hands the balls back inside. There was a whistle. Heard a whistle go. Everyone stopped. I'm not sure who's... I don't know. There was no whistle, but everyone did stop. But Baines picked up. He's kicked from about 60. Just wobbles
Johnson's
it all.
Gonna end up
and
with
Blaine
this.
Johnson... It was bobbling along as then it would say like a cork in the ocean. He is taking that on his chest.
Proverbial cork in the ocean badge.
He's going to have a shot from 20 metres out directly in front. And he won't have to kick a thing long. So Blaine Johnson for number 4.
That media box is going to be good.
Yeah,
this will be number 3 for Blaine Johnson.
And he just slots that over the goal umpire's head. And they go to 18-5, 113. Plays 66.
And I reckon, without being too optimistic here, mate, but I reckon you can just put it in the bank of Queensland that South will play in the grand final.
Yeah, so we're playing in the grand final from about 15 minutes into the third quarter.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's no easy task for Bunbury coming back here next week to take on.
I wouldn't want to be coming back.
Donnybrook, because they looked pretty good yesterday.
Yeah, and I think there's a few sore boys there. I know you push through it. It's finals footy and you don't want to give up your spot and all the rest of it and you play through pain, but they have stopped in a big way. I know South have run away from them, but just looking around, a lot of Bunbury players have, as we said, you know, I know you looked at me like I had two heads when I said my margin, but it was always going to be, if it was going to be a blowout, it was because of the skill and pace of the game.
They've been the best side all year, haven't they?
And we're seeing that now. We've seen it a few weeks ago. There's a big gap between these two teams. Nothing, Bunbury have done well. They've sat second on the ladder all year. They've beat up on all the other teams, but there's a big difference. And maybe if they do get a chance to come back, I'm not sure that they'll get any closer. And maybe Donnybrook may have a different line-up and a different sort of feel of the game. It may be a different type of game altogether. But I think we've seen this 2 weeks, 2 times in a row now. Unless it's wet, it won't be any different a third time if it gets to that. So Bunbury have a free kick here in front of us. Is it? No, it's a South Bunbury kick. So Bodie Nordell on the wing. He gives it to his brother. He runs through the middle of the ground. He goes across to Blake Pickett. Sun was everything was there. So, but they're just running at will now. There's not a lot of pressure on, and the kick goes out towards Bain, I think it was. He's dropped it. Inside it comes. Durham picks up a ball. He goes back. Bilsich squares it up to Heisman in the middle of the ground. Again, nothing on offer. He's just forced to go back and take his kick. Squeezes that out wide to Durham back on that wing where it all started.
He's been all right, Durham.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good game.
He's got a lot of upside too. That's the big thing about Durham.
Not sure of his full-time availability with his basketball commitments, but he's turned into a very handy player. But Tommy Goyder just stands in front of the oncoming traffic and takes another mark.
We talk about looking for a best defender. He must be well and truly up there for Garage Stores Southwest.
Like to see his stats. I reckon he's taken 10 or 12 marks. So South just chipping the ball around now, just trying to play a bit of bruise-free footy, and why wouldn't you? So Versace, he's going to go back. They're going to kick it back-to-back to Nordell, is it? Ethan Nordell in that back pocket. He's had a very good day. He just chips it over the top to young Gallagher. Inside 50, defensive 50. He comes out wide here in front of us to Sawyer. He can run on if he wants, but there's nothing to kick to.
I like Sawyer. He's a good defender. He runs very hard from that back pocket.
Yep. He's got Bain right on the point of the centre square. Like I said, they're just going through the motions now. We've played almost 24 minutes. He's going to kick the Tommy Goyder back here. I might kick it to us in a minute, Croney.
I might get a stat.
Yeah.
Thanks to the Hollow Beach Bar.
He just pops that over the top. Gallagher's going to mark it in front of Bilsich. So where's he going to go?
It's a late finish to the game.
To put the headlights on soon, see. So what's he going to do? He's going to go down towards half forward. Tyson Lane went up and under. He's called to play on. Durham's going to get on the loose ball. Just good kick there by the big fella. Kicks to another big fella in Horton. He's in the middle of the ground. He's called to play on now. He goes one way or the other. The umpire has called on Joel. Play on. He comes out here to McKenna Taylor. He set him up nicely. Good fist there from the South Bunbury defender. Waldrop's going to work. He's got 3 to beat, and he beats them all, and that ball's going to roll out of bounds. Oh, no, it didn't. Berraclough kept it in. He goes back towards Heisman. He comes over the top. It did go out.
No,
Must be a whistle in the crowd
I was
somewhere.
going to say, I thought I heard a whistle then too.
So down it comes towards, well done there by Galloway. Just nudged his opponent there and Denon King under the footy and takes a fall away mark. He's just going to give it to Goiter for mark number 58.
Yeah, that's right.
So I reckon I was going to say, I reckon he's going to go back. He beat me to it. So he goes all the way back to the top of the goal. So he's going to get it back here again. If young Sawyer, he goes out to Gallagher. He's got an absolute paddock. He could have 3 bounces through here. He's got 1. He can have another one. He does. He goes long to the call of the crowd. Blaine Johnson comes out on a good 50-metre lead. He drops what he should have taken. Handball goes back. Fend off there from Trayfield. He handballs out wide to Renton on the left boot. Down the wing it goes. The player there in Woods, has it grabbed it at Parsons or grabbed at his hammy? Hopefully there's nothing in that other than cramp. Boundary throwing on the far side.
It's been a pretty solid game and a fair 20-odd degrees.
Yeah,
So.
1-13 plays 66 at the 25.5-minute mark of the final term. South Bunbury booked himself into the grand final. Who will they play next week, Craney?
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Who will they be playing in 2 weeks, I should say? So, ticking down to full time. Ball beats all comers. At the back of the pack there was a Bunbury player in Perks, I think it was. No, it was Connor Walker. He's had a good afternoon. He goes out there.
South Bunbury football manager's called it. Frank,
Yeah,
he's packing up the water bottles. If you want a drink now, you ain't going to get one.
You can come off and go and get your own. So Heisman gets a handball inside the centre square. He just squeezed that towards Barraclough. He handballs inside to Big Durnham. He deserves a goal. He gives a handball to Denon King.
Will kick one.
30 metres out, straight over the goal umpire's head in junk time. 10-12, which is 72. Trail, whatever it was, 113.
That's cool. It goes to the ads very quickly.
I know, you've got to be very quick.
So you got to
18-5, 113, 10-12, 72 at the 26.5-minute mark on the Lynn Mac Bearing equipment scoreboard, and the crowd's leaving.
Yeah, the crowd are just about called it as well as Frank, but in the dying moments of the second semi-final between South Bunbury and Bunbury, 18-5, 113. That is a very good kicking for South Bunbury, and Bunbury 10-12, 72. So not much in the scoring shots.
It was all at the time, and the pressure times was taking your chances. And that third
Frank's
quarter,
packed up the coach's board as well. So
there's no more moves.
Coach, he's called it.
They could probably all walk off, and there wouldn't be enough
bedtime,
time.
so he's off.
Back in the middle of the ground, Durnham and Pedley. Up they go, Durnham. He goes outside, but the player there in Nordell gets it. He handballs back to Piggott. He just handballs to Bodie Nordell. What's he going to do? Just chip that ball down the line towards Chitty. He takes a mark just inside the centre square. I reckon the siren's going to go any second, Croney. Waldrop, he's just going to mark the ball as easy as you like. He's probably a little bit too far out to score. I'd like to see him do a barrel, actually.
I reckon
I'd like to see him go and do
they're going to advise him to kick it long behind us.
Yeah, he does, and he goes across the ground. Good mark there from Ethan Nordell to the call of the crowd. He goes up and under, out of bounds on the full. She'll go wide. No, she snuck in just inside the point post.
27-minute mark of the last quarter.
Where I reckon the timekeeper's got his finger on the pulse about to push down. So Kerwin will bring it back in.
Shadows right across Hands Oval. What's been a magnificent day for footy.
It's a bit cool in the shade.
It is a bit nippy, isn't it?
Looking forward to
getting inside. You won't know yourself in that new commentary box, though, John.
Next week, mate, we're looking forward to. Well done there by Woods, was it? He comes, LaMonica was. He goes down, but Versace wins the race back to the ball, marks it right on the defensive mark.
Good comeback for Versace. First game for a while, so he'll be better for the run as well.
He's got Sawyer in his halfback flank, just chips it over the top. Players still running, trying to create something. He's going to come down towards Piggott. He's going to take an uncontested mark right in front of us on the halfback. He's got Pedley down the line here if he wants to use him. I don't think too many blokes want the footy at all, actually. Everyone's saying don't kick it.
No, it's just looking at the south bench. There's a few good players sitting on there. They've obviously wrapped them up for
last thing you want now is a copper stinger or a knee and a cork.
Here he is again, Nordell.
Nordell over the back he goes. Kicks that towards Johnson. It goes short. He runs onto the ball. He's got the handball back towards young Gallagher. He can't do anything with it because the siren sounds. South Bunbury into the grand final. 18-6, 1-1-4. Defeat Bunbury Bulldogs 10 goals, 12-72. And there is where we see South go straight through. Bunbury have to come back next week and play the Dons, and which will be a cutthroat preliminary final.
Yeah, all over at Hands Oval. We'll be back after the break to a preview. That's what we're going to do, John. See you shortly.